It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Excitement time! Clam down! Clam down! Clam down! Clam down! Pirates are going dancing, baby!
They picked us last. They picked us last. And now we're going dancing. We're going dancing.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. What a beautiful day in Greenville, North Carolina. Shorts and short sleeve weather going on this lovely Thursday in March 3/23/23. I'm in a good mood because hoops are back. NCAA tournament resuming tonight with Sweet 16 action, and tonight's slate is awesome. We will talk a lot about that on today's program. Some baseball, some football, everything in between on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930 online, pr927fm.com. And be a part of the show. Watch the show on Facebook Live or YouTube and hang out with us there. Give us your thoughts. Your thoughts on ECU's loss last night to Campbell. Second loss to the Camels of the season. How the Pirates can bounce back. What happened at the end of the game. We had Scrappy Doo himself, Chandler Honeycutt there. We'll tell you everything. He'll tell you everything that happened last night. Get a recap in the Pirates' loss. They got to bounce back quickly with George Mason coming to town this weekend. So we will talk baseball. We'll talk a little football, and, of course, a lot of basketball today. Our guests on the show include Pete Medhurst, play-by-play voice of the Navy Midshipmen. And Pete is a great follow on Twitter at Pete Medhurst because he talks about everything going on in the sports world. Works with the Nats radio network, so we'll talk a little baseball. We'll talk some Navy football, life without Ken Niumatalolo, and talk some hoops with Pete as well. Also, he's up there in the area. I'll ask him about the sale of the Commanders and what's going on that side of things also. All right, so Pete Medhurst, looking forward to checking in with Pete coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Brandon Manning will join us, talk Pirate baseball. We'll get our ECU baseball update presented by Brandon Manning and Farm Bureau with Brandon Manning, as he'll join us to talk about last night's loss, what we've seen the last couple of weeks since the last time we saw Brandon, and preview the weekend. So some baseball talk coming up, hour number 2. Name That Sound is back in hour number 2 as well. Haven't played in a couple weeks. Chandler needed a week off as he is 0-6 of trying to avoid being 0-7, trying to get his first win and Name That Sound today. And I got to say, Chandler is trending in the right direction. He had one of the best live on-field reports we've ever had since opening the doors of Pirate Radio yesterday, and I feel like he is the focus is there. I'm a little nervous today taking on Chandler and Name That Sound because there he is, Scrappy Doo, right here in the Pirate Radio studios. Also coming up today, Kim McNeil. She'll join us at 5 o'clock to talk about the amazing run to the NCAA tournament and not just letting that be a fluke, a one-year wonder. We'll talk about the program and what kind of spot it's in. And, man, we had so much fun between the AAC tournament, the selection show watch party, the week building up to it. Fortunately, the game did not go ECU's way. But we'll talk about all that with Kim McNeil coming up at 5 o'clock. And we'll break down the action in the Sweet 16 with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. So we are ready to roll on a Thursday. Packed show for you today. All right, let's say hello to Shirley Rhodes and to Chandler Honeycutt. Everything going okay in there in Studio B?
Yeah, we're just the camera in the studio fell. So
I leave the station for one day and everything just goes to hell.
Looks like y'all are having an earthquake in Studio B.
Yeah. All right. I think.
Why did you do that? Put it back over there so I could see.
Now, ladies.
Sorry.
I'm just like, I need to make sure that the camera is in the right spot. And
Chandler's got it centered right on him.
No,
I'm not
it's
operating
me.
the camera.
I'm trying to get what? Okay,
this is fun.
Hey, wait,
Well,
wait.
Can y'all just say hello to me?
Yes,
Not until we
hi.
get this fixed.
Okay, I'll wait.
We have bigger fish to fry here.
Speaking of fish fries,
Sorry.
Chandler, how you doing?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. How was Fayetteville?
It was great. It was great to be around my neck of the woods.
There we go.
That looks good. But it was great to be. I thought, when I found out that we were playing in Fayetteville, I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to go and cover for Pirate Radio, and I was able to do that last night. And so I really enjoyed it. I hate that the Pirates lost last night in a tough one, just like the last appearance for the Pirates against Campbell. It was a tough one in Bowie's Creek, same way last night in Fayetteville. Just couldn't get the bats rolling, couldn't get those runs in when we needed them. There was a couple of times where the bases were juiced, and we're just not able to get the get those runs in. I mean, you start the game with a Luke Nowak triple. The bases end up getting juiced in the top of the first there. And just that was kind of the storyline last night. If you want to say, that could be the storyline, or it could have be, what happened at the end of the game and how that might affect, East Carolina come Friday for George Mason.
Yeah, I mean, how do you eject somebody after a game? What are you ejecting them from? And what I've read, not from anything official, but so is Josh Moylan out for Friday's game after his suspension?
I've seen people say, I don't know if it's reliable sources, but I mean,
my favorite sources are unreliable.
Well, what I'm saying here is, what I'm going to assume, and I know assuming means you're making an ass out of you and me, but I'm going to assume.
Why you got to bring me into this?
Sorry, but I'm going to say that if a player / coach, which in this situation last night, both were ejected seconds after the strike 3 call from the home plate umpire. Now Josh Moylan does he takes his bat and draws a line, basically in the right-handed batter's box, and that's always a no-no. So as soon as he did that, he was tossed, and I could just see Cliff Godwin right away charge towards home plate. He gets tossed, and to me that says that these guys, that of course there's nothing that can happen in that game, it's over. So I'm assuming that it's going to affect what goes on in the next game, which is Friday against George Mason.
It doesn't affect Godwin.
It does not affect Godwin.
But it could Moylan. And we'll try to get some official word on that.
Okay. But, an interesting ending to the game last night with Josh Moylan and Cliff Godwin getting tossed. But, yeah, I mean, pitching, a positive that you can take out of it is pitching. The pitching was great. Zach Root did give up a home run. He gave up 2 earned runs. And Garrett Saylor was lights out until he had some discomfort in his arm. He did throw a warm-up pitch when Zach Womack, Austin Knight, and Cliff Godwin came out there. They gave him one warm-up pitch. He hummed it in there, a fastball. It looked good, but apparently his arm was not feeling good, and you saw him kind of shake him off, and they had to go to the bullpen right away. It was Lunsford Shinkman coming in, and he did an outstanding job coming in immediate relief for the, hate to say it, but injured Garrett Saylor.
Yeah, man, you just hate to see these great pitching nights spoiled with even better pitching nights by Campbell and lack of hitting from ECU. But Garrett Saylor had been good the 2 previous midweeks starting and was awesome last night in relief, and we just hope he is going to be all right, because you certainly need him for not just the midweek but also an arm out of the bullpen in the weekends. But East Carolina falls to Campbell last night 2-1. And we'll talk more about that one with Brandon Manning coming up, hour number 2 of today's show. Let's see what the people are saying. You can join us on Facebook, YouTube, chime in on Twitter as well. Make sure you give us a like, a subscribe. We would appreciate that. Eric says, even coming off a Name That Sound bye week, I bet that Owen didn't do an ounce of preparation. All that talent going to waste. Man, I'm a little nervous to do this, because yesterday we kind of called Chandler out, talked about how nervous he'd be for his live check-in, how there's rain, there's tarps, there's BP not going on, and Chandler's kind of flustered. And what did he do? He had the best live report we've had in the history of Pirate Radio. So now you've got Eric calling you out. What are you going to do? You're going to apply that chip right back to the shoulder?
Hey, can I see that chip right there, Shirley? Can you just hand me that?
Shirley hands him the chip. He puts it directly on the left shoulder. And now you got a focus for this game.
You're in trouble, buddy.
I kind of feel that way for
You're in
some
trouble.
reason. I got a weird feeling about today's game.
You're still going to probably beat me by 10 points.
Probably. Kaz says, that dash hat looks good on you. Oh, this whole thing?
That old thing right there?
Oh, this thing? Did you notice how Kaz worded that? People are really learning, and I appreciate intelligent people. Instead of saying, I like that hat, or that's a good-looking hat, to which I can't respond because I didn't make the hat, he says, the hat looks good on you. So now I can say thank you. See?
Wow, he's learning.
We're teaching people the correct way to say things. Kaz, you're a quick learner.
The correct way to communicate.
You're a quick
humans.
study. Well done.
Well done.
Jamil says, can't leave all those base runners stranded. No crap. All right, Steve wants to hear sound effects.
Sound effects, Steve.
You ready, Shirley?
I am ready.
FX Steve. Clippo. Burgley.
Burgley.
Go Gator.
Oh, God. Oh, you threw me off. Hold on, because I had to go to a completely different.
Go Gator.
Go Gator.
I was just about to say, like, he always does it in the same order, but he did throw you off with the Go Gator.
Yeah.
I want me some glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
2 little butt cheeks.
It's 2 little butt cheeks.
Swinging dingers.
Swinging dingers.
He wants a Troy D. Sy followed by a Shirley Sy. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well done.
Nicely done.
Thank you. John Moody says, hashtag ask the host. Clipper, do you remember hosting your first postgame show and who the opponent was? I don't, John, but I remember my first pregame show, and that was 2007 against Virginia Tech, and it was after the shooting they had in Blacksburg.
Yes.
And that was the first Bud Light pregame tailgate I hosted. I don't quite remember when I started doing the postgame. It was like 2012, maybe 13, something like that. No. I think it was. It might have been after the South Carolina. Oh, yeah, that would have been 2011, right? South Carolina in Charlotte, 2011.
Lance Lewis dogging Stephon Gilmore.
I think that was, John, my first postgame show, because I remember leaving here. My wife and I and my daughter went to my buddy's house, watched the game, but I had to leave early to come back here for the postgame show. So that would have been 07, first pregame, 2011, first postgame show. Thank you for asking. Next.
Ask the trainer. Next.
So, yeah, if you want to chime in, chat with us, please do on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you are. In honor of Redbeard, I might just have another 40-minute segment with Chris Haymeyer talking about the great things going on at Campbell. Redbeard yesterday said, nice Campbell promo.
I saw that tweet.
Eye roll emoji at Pirate Radio. I'm like, Redbeard, turn off your station. Leave me alone. You got better things to do than to criticize me and this show. Just turn it off. Don't listen to it. Anyway, Chandler, I need you to be real misogynistic right now and tell Shirley what you want to see.
Yeah. Let me just take a look, get a little gander.
Oh, God.
It's getting creepy in here.
What I need you to do, Shirley, and man, I love when you do it, is to back that fat truck up.
Girl, you look good once you back that truck up.
Back that truck up. Man.
You're a big, fine woman.
Once you back that truck up.
I am so disturbed right now.
Man. I love putting this thing on. Oh, man, I forgot the players use these in the promos. So mine is very small. I'm assuming that Lane Hoover's the one that had mine on.
You could assume any player or any other human had it on because your head is bigger than everybody's.
Yeah, well, mine was way too big, and I was like, what is going on? Why is my hat? I had mine fit perfectly, and someone stretched it out. I was a little disturbed.
Chandler, get to it. What are we doing?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to set it up.
I'm setting it up. I did set it up.
You usually set it up.
I set it up. Then you say back that fat truck up, and then you say what we're doing.
She backs it up.
This is like the millionth time we've done this.
But you usually set that up. Anyway, look, the people are saying enough. They're saying shut up. They're saying we're ready for football. We're ready for ECU Michigan. And I'm telling you this. You're going to have to wait, but it's drawing near. 163 days away until ECU goes to Ann Arbor to take on the Wolverines of Michigan in the Big House. People probably are going 163 days.
163
That's
days.
outrageous. I can't wait that long.
Are there even that many days in a year?
They're like, I can't wait that long. I've got to see East Carolina football as fast as I can, ASAP, as soon as possible. Guess what, folks? In just 16 days, you will be able to go out to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. In 16 days, you will be able to go and enjoy a nice equipment sale, which starts at 9 o'clock.
What do we got there? Jock straps?
Probably. Maybe some socks, game-worn socks.
Could I get
Maybe an armband?
Carter Cunningham game-used protective cup?
I actually once bought a Turner Brown bat.
That's pretty cool.
And I used it in high school from an equipment sale. That's at 9 o'clock in 16 days. But at 11 o'clock in 16 days, it is the purple gold pigskin pig out.
Let me stop you. Are they playing a spring game?
We're playing a game. We're having a spring game.
Okay.
We're having a spring game. 11 o'clock, April 8th. Guys are going to compete. They're going to be physical. They're a very hard-nosed bunch. But you're going to have to wait 16 days on the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff.
David Price Construction, run by ECU alum David Price. David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Give them a call, 919-291-5532, or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com for all your commercial or custom residential and building needs. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner. Award-winning work from David Price and David Price Construction. Huge ECU supporter. Chandler spoke to him several times in Minges this year. You talked to him just about every game this year, right?
Yeah, they sit right behind the goal on our side where we sit in Section 213. They're only just a couple of sections over. And I go over there and talk to him and his wife, Leah, and they usually have their son, Joseph, who is a very huge child at the age of like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But a great family, a great Pirate family. Like you said, they both are ECU alum, and they're big Pirate supporters. And they run a great company here out of Greenville, David Price Construction.
All right, John has a challenge for you.
I saw this, and I don't know if I can do this.
He says, Man, we have a long, hot summer ahead. My challenge to you is make the countdown intro more creepy and creepy each week.
One, I just don't want to paint myself as a creeper.
Two, we might have to run this by David Price.
Yeah. Two, we have this is a sponsored segment. I'm cool with David Price, but I'm not cool enough for him to say, hey, be creepy and be creepier every Thursday.
Hey, I'm really enjoying the segment, knowing how many days it is till kickoff, you guys talking football, and especially when you talk up my great company that I've developed from scratch, David Price Construction. But I got one suggestion. Could you be more of a creep?
Yeah.
Could you make it creepier? Because that's what puts butts
really
in the seats.
Yeah. And in third, I don't think Shirley's probably feeling very violated over here. I don't want to have to put her through that every single week, every single Thursday. And you're telling me to get worse and worse as the weeks go on? So by the time we get to 7 days or whatever in August, right before Michigan, I'm going to literally just kind of be all over her.
Groping?
No,
Just
'cause
groping
Wes
her
will
and
be
being
here
like,
that
we
day.
are 7 days away from ECU, Michigan.
Yeah, you got to get creepier each week, regardless of who's in that chair. If Shirley has to leave and
'cause
Wes is
I
there,
will
and you have.
totally take that day off.
Wes literally might punch me.
Thank you to David Price Construction. We
Oh, I
promise.
paid money to see that.
We promise to be less creepy moving forward. All right, we need to take a break. When we return, Pete Medhurst, voice of the Navy football midshipman, will join us. We'll talk all things sports with Pete when we return. Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Back with you after this. All right, it's that time of year again. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Wings Over Greenville brackets.
In the sauce region, we have the top-seeded Honey Barbecue getting the win over Hot Garlic.
In the Wings region, Tenders defeats Traditional in a nail-biter.
In the sandwich region, the Chicken Bacon Ranch Wrap knocks off the Buffalo Chicken Sandwich.
And who will win the greatest rivalry of them all, Ranch versus Blue Cheese? You decide.
Try them out for yourself. Give them a call today at 758-9464 or place your order online at wingsover.com.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here. Just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. The team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that is right for you, featuring aromatherapy, hot stones, hot towels, cupping, percussion, and myofascial work at no extra cost if requested. And don't forget to mention Pirate Radio and get your first massage for $1 per minute and your first stretch free. Call today at 916-4530 and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. You can come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All righty, back with you here on this Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up in hour number 2, we'll talk to former Pirate Brandon Manning, talk some Pirate baseball. They fall to Campbell last night. George Mason coming up this weekend. We'll play Name That Sound coming up at 4:30. Kim McNeil, ECU women's basketball coach, joins us at 5 o'clock to talk about their run to the NCAA tournament and looking ahead to this offseason and next season. And also the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, joins us at 5:30 to look at tonight's Sweet 16 action, which you can hear right here on Pirate Radio. Right now, we'll head out to the Pirate Radio Live line and talk to Pete Medhurst. He's the play-by-play voice for Navy football. Nats broadcast. He does a little bit of everything. I love following Pete on Twitter because he is, like myself, following everything going on in the sports world, and we like talking to him here on Pirate Radio. Pete, welcome back. How you doing, man?
Good to be with you, man, and shout out to Kim McNeil's women's program. I think any of us that follow women's basketball know just how, a tremendous accomplishment that is, and hopefully even bigger and better things ahead for them now in the American. It's a hell of a season that they had.
Yes, sir. It was a lot of fun to follow, and looking forward to catching up with Coach McNeil coming up in about an hour and a half right here on Pirate Radio. Well, Pete, let's start with some Navy spring football. Got ECU spring football practice going on right now as the Pirates looking to come back with another strong season as they had last year. One of the downsides to that season last year was a date against those Navy midshipmen, and of course Ken Niumatalolo no longer the head coach, Brian Newberry in, and I know that name well, Pete, because leading up to that game last year, we had the coaches, Donnie Kirkpatrick, offensive coordinator, and Mike Houston. We kind of focused on the Navy offense. They mentioned Newberry's name a million times that week, and we saw why when the game was played. He held down a very productive ECU offense in the 23-20 overtime victory for Navy last September. So how has this power transition gone up there in Annapolis? Ken Niumatalolo has been there so long, had so much success. How are things going right now with Coach Newberry taking the helm?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that anytime you have a change like this, and as Brian has said, normally you're coming into a situation where, you're having to repair culture and, all kinds of issues that, quite frankly, exist within a program. Well, that's not the case here. And, Coach Niumatalolo had obviously a tremendous, let's face it, it's just tremendous culture, tremendous program. So Brian, from that standpoint, gets to take over ready-made culture already. He doesn't have to remake this whole thing. And I think that's just a tremendous asset in Brian's pocket going into this because, you know what happens when coaches come in. Well, it's going to take us a couple of years to get our types of players, types of things in here. Well, Brian's got that already in place, having been here himself. And certainly would have much rather, taken over under better circumstances. There's no doubt about that. But, hey, so far so good. Recruiting went very well for this new staff. And that's, I think, in a way, in talking to a couple of the players already, with spring practice getting underway this week, I think for them there's an excitement and an energy because there's a lot of new voices. And in many ways for the players now, there's a new opportunity, for the ones that have been here, to prove that they still belong in the positions that they're in, but also for the other kids to say, hey, man, this is a clean slate for me and a new opportunity to prove myself to a new staff, and you never know what kind of playing time that could lead to for those players.
Pete Medhurst joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line, talking a little Navy football. Pete, what is Coach Niumatalolo doing this season? Is he, I haven't seen, is he back in coaching? Is he taking a year off? What's he up to?
Going to be out there in Hawaii, it looks like, viewing the football season. And, look, I mean, this he's been in this game every year since 1988, either as a player or a coach now. And he's going to get an opportunity probably to, at least for a year, enjoy himself and take some time to decompress. And he's got an incredible family. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Kenny's good people. Family is top-notch. And, for one of those rare occasions now, it's going to be a chance for him to enjoy himself. And I think that's the important thing here for him is it's a chance to decompress and enjoy himself a little bit. His son, is still on the staff here on the defensive side. And so he's going to be able to – he's going to certainly have a vested interest in Navy football with the son still on the staff and the coaching profession. And I know he can't wait to support him in any way that he can.
Talking to Pete Medhurst on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Speaking of coaching changes in your neck of the woods, Pete, Georgetown naming a new basketball coach. And I kind of missed, due to my age, the real glory years of John Thompson in Georgetown. I certainly remember as a kid seeing Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo, and by the time I was there, I was watching games every night. So I remember that era very good, kind of the tail end of the John Thompson era. And here we are today with Georgetown trying to figure it out, trying to put themselves back on the Big East map and the landscape of college basketball map. They go out, they get Ed Cooley from Providence. Ed Cooley is just a tremendous personality, very likable guy every time you see him. So what do you think about the hire, and what do you think about Georgetown hoops moving forward? Can he figure out whatever has gone wrong there in Hoya land?
Yeah, I've been a Hoya supporter since I was like 9 years old. We used to get the first Big East TV syndicated package on Channel 5 locally here. It kind of woke everybody up to Georgetown who didn't even really know they existed in the area. Maryland was kind of the only and dominant basketball program at the time under Lefty Driesell. But, I look, in today's college basketball, you can rebuild quickly. The transfer portal gives you that type of opportunity. So you can rebuild quickly. And I think Ed Cooley's going to be able to do that. The brand certainly needs to be repaired. There's no doubt about that. Ironically, one of its greatest players that's responsible for the brand they have is ironic that, for whatever reason, Patrick, they got that one run going in the Big East tournament that one year, but they could not sustain it. Player retention there was not very strong. And that's going to be Ed's challenge, is to get players there, to retain those players. And when all is said and done, as we know in this profession, it's winning basketball games. I believe Ed Cooley can do that. My son has worked camps with him locally. My son is in the coaching profession, recruits the DMV, and there's no doubt that Ed's going to the local grassroots coaches around here are excited that Ed Cooley has this job, and I think they're going to do everything within their power to help Ed rebuild this program, because let's face it, this is the most fertile ground for high school talent in the country. If you're not coming here to get players, it's because your recruiters are not doing their job. And quite frankly, this area is so good. Ed's already been down here to get players before, so he knows it. The coaches know him. So I don't think it's going to take Georgetown a long time to rebuild. The problem is the Big East that he's in, as he knows with Providence, is a tough conference, and it gets deeper and deeper. Villanova had a down year this year. That's not going to stay like that forever. So he's going to have to do it quickly, but I believe he is indeed the man to get it done. And as I tweeted immediately when they made the move dismissing Patrick Ewing, Ed Cooley was at the top of the list, and that's the guy that they hired.
And, Pete, they might have to worry about the Johnnies as well. Rick Pitino back in the Big East, and being a Big East lifer like yourself, following it for so long, you know what that means. It was really neat to see Lou Carnesecca there still alive and kicking at the press conference. What do you think about Pitino back in the Big East?
I think it works. It's where St. John's had to go to get, again, revitalize their brand. The brand had become stale. They were an afterthought in the Big East, just like Georgetown. So now with UConn coming back into the league, Andy Hurley rebuilding that brand the way he has, that it's forced the other schools to either, as we say in the trade, do your business or get off the pot. And that's unfortunately a product of what happens when strong winning programs are in your league. Marquette has been great under Shaka Smart. Creighton has been fantastic for Greg McDermott. So, while the brand is weird because, Marquette and Creighton don't exactly scream traditional Big East like UConn, Georgetown, and St. John's do, The fact remains is they're in the league, and you got to go compete with them now. But I believe both St. John's and Georgetown made the proper hires to help restore the brands that they're trying to repair.
Yeah, that's a good point, Pete. The power has certainly expanded west in the Big East, and even throw in Xavier. They finished second in the conference. They're still alive right now, and you're like, well, where's St. John's and Seton Hall, and but it is a widespread league now, and I don't know, something about. And I'm a Washington fan in football, Pete. We'll talk about the Commanders in a moment, but I've heard people say that when Washington's good, it makes the league as a whole better. There's some franchises that do that. I think when the Big East is good, it makes college basketball as a whole better. I love the Big East tournament. I love the midweek games in those, historic gyms, which some are bigger than others now, and then things have gotten bigger. But I don't know. So it still brings me back to Big Monday and growing up and watching some good Big East basketball. And I feel like with Cooley going from Big East to Georgetown, but Pitino back, maybe we'll get some of those rivalries and some of those hot little gyms fired up for some regular season Big East basketball next year.
Yeah, let's hope so. Quite frankly, Georgetown playing at Capital One Arena, and there's like 500 people there. That makes it a cavernous joint. And Cooley is taking a risk. There's no question Ed's taking a risk. He's playing in front of a pretty packed house every night up at Providence. He's a Rhode Island guy. But as he said in his press conference, and he told John Fanta, a great interview I was watching earlier today, for the first time in his coaching career, he's looking out for Ed. Not Coach Cooley, but for Ed. And I think for Ed, there's this internal competitiveness of a new challenge at this point. I think we all look for that new challenge at some point. If an ESPN or a Fox came to me right now and said, hey, if we wanted you to call college football on Saturday, would you come do it? Of course I'd go do it, because it's a new challenge. And we're always looking to accept that new challenge, that's out there if we believe it's the right fit. And I think for Ed, it's the right fit. And I think that's important. So many times, athletic programs don't hire someone that is a fit. In the basketball league, Navy plays in the Patriot League. Holy Cross hired a guy, Brett Nelson, who played at Florida. He was not a fit, though, for Holy Cross, and they've never gained any traction whatsoever with that program. So he got banged. We had 4 openings in the Patriot League. So when the Patriot League starts firing coaches, then that these ADs are – everybody's inspired. We watch what Tobin Anderson just did at FDU, and of course Tobin did a great job on the Division II level at St. Thomas Aquinas. And I got to know that program a little bit through Mike Heary, my color man in basketball, because his uncle is the coach at Damon College in Division II in the same league as Aquinas, and they were the top 2 teams in that league. And now look at what Tobin Anderson does. He parlays a miracle performance against Purdue into the job at Iona. And keep in mind, FDU wasn't even supposed to be in a tournament because Merrimack, who moved up from Division II, has won their league 2 years in a row, but it's ineligible because of the archaic NCAA rule that says when you're making that transition, you got to sit out like 4 or 5 years before you can be eligible for the NCAA tournament.
Got some good insight and a little mini rant there from Pete. That was good stuff, and I do agree. We gotta change that one. Let these teams in that deserve and earn their way in to the NCAA tournament. Pete Medhurst joining us today on the Pirate Radio Live Line. All right, Pete, the smoke is starting to build. Maybe starting to see some flames on this Dan Snyder sale of the Washington Commanders. So as far as you know, Pete, where do we sit right now as far as potential buyers, and is Snyder a potential seller, and is this thing actually real? Are we going to see the Commanders sold?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to get a sale. I don't think that's out of the that's not even a question anymore. The question is going to be is how high can Dan get the bidding, before he finally decides to cut loose of this thing. And if, you got obviously Josh Harris's group with now Magic Johnson allegedly coming aboard to be a minority investor in that group as well. Steve Astapopoulos, the new Canadian investor that came out yesterday, maybe he's a guy that gets into this to, get the bidding up a little bit higher. He allegedly was trying to bid on the Hornets and decided to get out of that bidding to bid on the Commanders. So we'll watch his name now and watch what kind of investment he has over the next, few days to see if that promotes movement here. NFL owners getting together later this week out in Arizona. Not going to vote Dan Snyder out because I believe they feel we're getting, toward a potential sale. You want this to be as clean as possible. The last thing NFL owners want to do and the league wants to do is get into litigation with Dan Snyder and stretch this thing out any further. So they're giving him the ultimate chance to take the deal that he wants and eventually move on with a sale of the franchise. I think you got, at minimum, 2 big bidders in. If somehow they get Bezos into here, which Dan seems to balk at, doesn't want anything to do with Bezos' business for whatever reason, then maybe we get even closer to $7 billion, which is, Dan Snyder would be foolish to turn that down if it got to that point. I think we're going to have a sale. It's just a matter of when, making sure we cross the T's and dot the I's correctly in terms of that process. And I think by May, right after the draft, we're probably talking about new ownership with the Washington Commanders. And then maybe they can finally get on with the business of football and get that brand, because that's another brand that needs repaired. It's
no doubt
what we talk about. It seems that we're talking about in all of Sports Clip is how do we repair all of these amazing brands that, for whatever reason, have gone off the rails in some capacities. And Washington is another one of those in football.
Yeah, that's a good point. Pete Medhurst joining us, bouncing around. Pete, before we let you go, 1 week away from opening day of Major League Baseball, and we got a Nats fan in here, Chandler, who is, don't think, looking forward to too much this season. One thing to look forward to, and I saw he had a good outing recently, Mackenzie Gore from right down the road here. He was an East Carolina commit, but went right to the draft, as he should have, and got paid a lot of money by the Padres. He was part of the Juan Soto trade, and is going to be one of maybe the aces for the Nationals this year. But excited to see what Mackenzie Gore can do. How about, I don't know, anything else on the Nats horizon you're interested to see this season, Pete?
Well, I think with him and Josiah Gray, they definitely have a 1-2 at the top of the rotation that I think fans are going to be able to get excited about. Patrick Corbin, his last outing or two, has been better. Looked more like a serviceable starting pitcher than the guy he did at times last year. I think we're just going to have to accept what Patrick is right now until he shows us the ability to be different. The Cade Cavalli injury is just a dagger because that's a guy that's got top-of-the-rotation stuff and had shown it on occasion already here in spring training. But with Tommy John surgery now, that's going to eliminate him. I think the best days are ahead of this club. I think there's a group of prospects that I think we're talking mid-24 and certainly the beginning of 25 before they're all here. But between Hassel, James Wood, Elijah Green, I think they've got the building blocks in place of a great young group of players that you just look, when you're good and you keep trading away minor league talent, eventually you're going to hit a pothole like this. It's unavoidable in today's game, quite frankly, unless your ownership is just going to spend frivolously to replace guys. Remember, for all the money the Dodgers spend, they have an amazing farm system. That's the true reason why they've been able to maintain their level of success, is because their farm system has been fantastic. And that's what Mike Rizzo is trying to rebuild now with the Nationals. He's trying to rebuild that farm system, which obviously was devoid of talent because a lot of it had been traded away in deadline deals to get you those extra veterans down the stretch that make a difference for you in the playoffs. And, Washington is trying to rebuild that group right now, and I think is doing a very good job at it. I think there are good days ahead. But, again, patience is what's going to be needed here in the short term. And if this team gets to 80 or 82 wins, by far it's a successful season. Anything above that would be considered, I think, an amazing season for this club, just based on the division they're in. My goodness, the NL East is just a beast, especially at the top. If Trey Turner plays like this for Philadelphia the way he did in the WBC, man, look out. Philadelphia obviously went to the World Series last year, likely going to be a candidate to get back if their pitching doesn't betray them this season.
Pete Medhurst joining us. And, Pete, there are a ton of examples, as you know, of teams rebuilding. And my Braves went through it 5-6 years ago or so. And all the Nationals have to do is look right up the road to the Orioles. How about the season they had last year, coming off being the worst team basically in Major League Baseball? So it can be done. It's done every cycle of 2 or 3 years, and hopefully the Nats are next on that list. Pete, great stuff, man. I said it coming into the show. You follow everything. You wear a lot of different hats. You're at the horse track too, right? So tell everybody what you're up to now and how we can find you, how we can follow you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll be calling 14 races at Rosecroft Raceway tonight. Very easy follow on Twitter, at Pete Medhurst. I keep it very simple. The subtitle will come up, Pete on Sports, and I love interacting with people. You know how much I love this fan base. You know, and even when we're not playing you guys during the season, I listen to all the pre- and post-game shows, stuff like that.
Yeah, Pete's a big fan of the fifth quarter, and you call her, so he enjoys that.
I'm telling you, I've told people, and I've said this to anybody that will listen, this is one of the greatest fan bases in all of college sports. And, I know at some point my wife and I are going to end up, moving down in that direction and moving south. And, I can't wait at some point to come to some East Carolina games and participate in what is an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean, even baseball there. I mean, look at the atmosphere y'all create in baseball. And I think that's where your fan base gets truly tested. How do you support, what we call the Olympic sports, so to speak? How do you support Kim McNeil's basketball program? And the turnout for them as they continue to win games, it got better and better for them. And that's a deserving program. When they show you that they are making the commitment to winning, they deserve your support. And I think that's the thing I love about this fan base is this fan base down at East Carolina shows up for its teams. If you show them a good time, and baseball certainly does it, I got a daughter that plays high school softball. I mean, I hope one day she's good enough to play Division I. If she ended up down there in an environment like that, that'd be fantastic. So I just think it's one of the great fan bases in the country, and that's why I always enjoy talking sports with you guys all the time.
Pete, great stuff, man. Appreciate the kind words to the ECU fan base, and we do love it around here. We enjoy talking to you as well. We'll hook up again this fall before East Carolina and Navy meet on the gridiron, and we'll talk more football and more sports with you, Pete. We really enjoyed it, man.
You got a clip. Thanks, buddy.
All right, there he is, Pete Medhurst joining us. I think we got some promos out of that, Shirley. That was some really awesome stuff. But, yeah, Pete, he's not just saying that. He's tuned into the fifth quarter, both for ECU Navy and even other games the Pirates are involved in on the football diamond. And just a radio guy, a sports guy, and our kind of guy, Pete Medhurst, joining us. Redbeard chiming in says, fantastic Navy and Big East report at Tweeting Clip at Pirate Radio. I'll say this. I love Redbeard's consistency. I love the hateful person that Redbeard is. It keeps me going. He's one of my favorites. One of my favorites and least favorites at the same time.
I mean, that's his character. He can't go away from it.
Thank you, Redbeard. Stay on brand. I love the consistency. Do not ever change. I know I don't have to say that. You're not going to ever change. You be you. You hate everything. And hate is what makes him happy. Whatever makes you happy, you be you. UBE. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. When we return, we'll wrap up hour one. Brandon Manning warming up in the bullpen. Hey, if you ain't early, you're late.
Yeah, I know that's right.
And Brandon Manning, a true ball player and a true insurance man who's ready before hours, after hours.
He's already answered like 2 calls in there. I've heard him.
Busiest man in Greenville. He's got 7 phones. Just kidding, Hannah. He's only got 1. Everybody relax. Calm down. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up hour one after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the #1 selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us, 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
Spring merchandise is arriving daily and we need to make room. Hey Pirate fans, it's Russell with Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Rhonda is taking markdowns of 75% on all remaining winter merchandise for men and women. This is our biggest sale of the year, so don't miss out. Outerwear, sportswear, dresses, and tops, all at 75% off. This is your opportunity to view all the new spring goodies and save a bunch on sale merchandise. Shop the biggest sale of the year now going on at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 five-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Chico's in downtown Greenville is celebrating 40 years of business all month long in March with a special anniversary menu. Grab your amigos and enjoy blasts from the past menu favorites like Cancun oysters, chili dog, costillas, and chili rellenos. The celebration doesn't stop with your favorite Mexican food. Drop in for one of those famous Chico's margaritas in the bar or outside on the patio. Hurry in, the celebration menu ends March 31st. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006 and are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, great chat with Pete Medhurst. Redbeard yesterday said great Campbell promo at Pirate Radio when we talked to Chris Haymeyer. Today he said fantastic Navy and Big East report at Tweeting Clip at Pirate Radio in a sarcastic tone, to which Mike P responded, can't believe you hate the troops. Certainly not red, white, and blue beard. Oh, Mike P, you're a funny guy. I heard Redbeard was rooting for Japan over USA in baseball the other night. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Are y'all still working on that damn camera?
She is. I'm getting distracted.
What's wrong with the camera?
I think that looks good. Get up to the...
I'm trying to get it right.
Y'all need to get your good sides.
Well, I want to know who knocked the darn thing off.
By the way, Brandon Manning's here. You can see him in the background.
Yeah. Hi, Brandon.
Brandon Manning will be joining us in just a moment to talk East Carolina baseball. as they fall to Campbell. Hopefully, Brandon was able to watch it on the weather cam or the Chris Cunningham GoPro cam. But we had our man Chandler Honeycutt on the scene, so he'll give his thoughts
Brandon
on what happened.
Here.
What'd he say?
He's making fat jokes.
He's making fat jokes over here.
To me? What'd you say?
He said, he said they do say TV or cameras add 10 pounds. He said, but Clip must be using a different camera.
If you're going to say jokes, you got to get on the mic.
Say it in my face.
That's not fair. That's pretty good.
My face.
It's pretty good, Brandon.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat what Mike P. responded with, please?
Sure. Redbeard said sarcastically, "Great Navy and Big East report." And Mike P. said, "Can't believe you hate the troops.
Wow.
You're certainly not Red, White, and Bluebeard."
Oh.
And look at this. Redbeard has just posted a Japanese flag on his...
my God! Man, Twitter wars.
Redbeard, the anti-American pirate, joining us here via Twitter. All right, let's look at the Buccaneer. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Mike P. on Facebook says... And he heard, this is just not confirmed. He said he heard Redbeard went to the zoo and threw rocks at the bald eagles.
Oh, dang.
Darn.
Sounds like Redbeard.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Sounds like the kind of guy we're dealing with here.
Now, here's a guy.
Here's a guy who throws rocks at bald eagles. By the way, we were talking about basketball on USA. I'm going back like 3 weeks now. But Collinsworth made me think of Collinsworth. And we were listening to it on mute. We were talking about the broadcast. And then when I got home, I listened to what we were watching on TV. And it was Jack Collinsworth. Is that his name? Chris's son? Mm-hmm. And I like Chris Collinsworth. Redbeard hates him. He's kind of annoying. And he's kind of got a whiny voice sometimes. I'll say that his son has the same annoying voice.
The same exact voice.
And maybe I'll grow to like him. I'm not a fan currently. I'll update you on my fandom status of Jack Collinsworth, but not a fan currently.
It's kind of scary how much their voices sound the same.
They do the same, like, faces, mannerisms, and voices to a T.
Like dragging out some words.
Yeah.
It's slightly southern, but not quite.
Where's that guy? So he went to Florida. Is he from Florida, Chris Collinsworth? Let's take a look at the old wiki and see where that accent comes from. Chris Collinsworth was born in a place I like to call Titusville, Florida. He went to Astronaut High School. That's a cool name of a high school.
I go to Astronaut.
You did? Cool.
I'm saying, like, that's what he said back in the day. Hey, what school do you go to?
I'm a guy.
Now, here is a guy that is me that goes to Astronaut.
I have a question. What is Astronaut High School's mascot?
The astronauts.
That would be too easy.
The spacemen?
Spaceman. Astronaut High School. Well, Shirley, that looks like an eagle, right?
Yeah, that does look like an eagle.
Astronaut.
It's spelled just like astronaut?
They're all located at War Eagle Boulevard.
All right, so they're probably
their nickname are the War Eagles. They're not just Eagles; they're the War Eagles.
Okay.
If you got a school called Astronaut, you got to have a space nickname.
That's what I was thinking.
What are we doing here?
You know, the Cosmos.
Redbeard hates astronauts and eagles, so he hates Chris Collinsworth. This is a hate fest.
Wow.
A hate buffet. All right. I don't know what I had planned for this segment, but that was it.
Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard.
Yeah, I was going to run that down. We'll do it later. Awesome night of hoops. Cannot wait. I'm so excited for UConn, Arkansas, and UCLA and Gonzaga tonight. We'll run down the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard later on in the show, and that will be presented by DeBuck.
DeBuck.
Let's take a break. Come back. When we return, Brandon Manning, not quite as fat as I am, will be joining us here on the show to talk Pirate baseball and more. Also, we're playing Name That Sound coming up in hour number 2. It's all ahead. Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron.
Yeah.
Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Take control of your health today with Arc Point Labs. Looking to lose weight? Have you tried everything possible and nothing is working? Sometimes a hormone imbalance can be the underlying cause to weight issues that dieting and exercise can't fix alone. A simple blood test at Arc Point Labs can provide insight to your weight loss goals. Visit arcpointlabs.com today or call 629-6228 to get an appointment. Arc Point Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Beauty Bar Metaspa. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Visit beautybarmetaspa.com to set up a free consultation. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. You can shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Coming up in about 30 minutes. Name That Sound is back, coming up in about an hour. Kim McNeil will join us on the show. And we'll wrap up the show today with Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, getting you ready for Sweet 16 action. Brandon Manning joining us. Before we get to him, Brandon enjoys a little junk talk and laughing. And Redbeard is getting roasted right now. Mike P. said he heard that Redbeard went to the zoo and threw rocks at bald eagles. Some other things have come in on Redbeard. Chad said that Redbeard kicks puppies and takes candy from babies. That is not good behavior.
Are we talking like a dad tax, or are we talking like legitimate other people's babies?
Other people's OPB, as Naughty by Nature said.
That's bad.
Mike P. also added that Redbeard goes to YouTube and dislikes videos of troops returning home to surprise their families. I mean, what a scum of the earth thing to do.
Have you seen the back off challenge on the golf course? I'm going to use where people get on the tee and you got your little threesome right there watching them and they say stuff. You should literally go YouTube back off challenge for golf and watch the ones they give John Daly. It's great.
To try to make them
make them back off to the golf ball and start laughing.
Swing. Yeah. All right. I'll check that out. All right, Brandon, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
I asked you that as an intro to the segment, and I don't really mean it, but also ask you that as a friend because you had a health scare.
Yeah. We had a little, I guess they called it shingles, which I'm still young for the shingles.
I wish you would send me the picture so I could put it up.
I wish you wouldn't. I mean, if they have, I look like, was it Slaw from the Goonies? What I look like. I just had one side of my face swollen.
It looked like Hannah finally got a hold of your head.
She did.
She wants to.
It was actually the day after the Carolina loss, and I was talking just a little bit too much smack, and a few of them met me in the alley. No, I'm playing. They said I had the shingles. You saw the picture. I did look mighty ugly on one side.
Unlike your normal handsome self.
I mean, when I'm a symmetrically balanced face, I'm typically a little bit better than I was. But that one side, it was bad. I mean, it was I was swollen shut for a few days, and kept me from going. Last Sunday and then to the midweek game last week. I had to wear shades so I didn't scare kids at the ball fields.
Yeah, I can see that. Glad you're doing well though, Brandon. Yeah. Good to have you here. And good to talk ECU baseball with you on the ECU Baseball Report.
Don't watch this. Shirley, I had a kid. My face was looking bad. They gave me a baby Ruth.
Oh, no. They thought you were Sloth.
Yeah, there we go. She got it.
Oh, no.
Chandler's like, what is he talking about? But no.
Is it Goonies?
Yes. Speaking of Goonies.
Oh, God. I opened it up. I'm sorry.
This weekend, I will be attending a convention in Richmond. And one Corey Feldman will be in attendance, a.k.a. Mouth from Goonies. Yeah. So I plan on having a little chat with Mr. Corey.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So this is what convention?
It's GalaxyCon.
So it's like a lot of old stars and
like Mark Paul Gosselaar will be there. Zach Morris.
All right, I'm going.
He was in. He's been in TV recently, man. He was. There's a new show, Will Trent or something like that.
My wife's a fan of that program.
He's in it. He was in the first 3 episodes. He killed some people, but he killed them.
Spoiler alert! Come on.
No, but I mean, you're in episode 13 now.
All right.
God.
Danielle Fisher and Ryder Strong, better known as Topanga, and
now we're talking.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World.
It's Boy Meets World. It was
Fred Savage.
No, it was Ben Savage.
Ben Savage. Fred was Wonder Years.
God, what was that kid's name? He was the bad boy.
So there's Mr. Rooney.
No, that's Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney. Oh, I'm thinking about Ferris Bueller. Mr. Rooney, this is George Peterson. Mr. Rooney. All right, we're way off track.
Yeah, we're way off track. But yes,
last night.
There's going to be a lot of people.
No, let's get back on track by reading this Facebook comment. Hannah Manning says, Chandler, DM me your number.
Oh, God.
Oh, buddy. I don't know if
Sweetheart.
Everything okay?
Sweetheart.
Hey, look, I haven't done anything, I swear.
Are you calling her or Chandler sweetheart?
Jesus Christ. Chandler's trying to get in the wheel.
All right. So, Chandler, good luck with that. I'll distract Brandon for the next 30 minutes. By the way, Chad says Redbeard laughs at the Sarah McLachlan SPCA. In the arms of an angel. And Redbeard laughs at the dog with two legs.
With points and laughs.
Yeah, like Leo on the meme. All right, Brandon. Did no laughing matter last night as the Pirates fall to the Campbell Spitting Camels? Should they be the Spitting Camels?
Dude, I mean, that is a
Or am I
sunflower
thinking
seed.
of, I'm thinking
Camels
of
spit too.
llamas or alpacas. Thanks, Shirley. Off mic,
I think
Shirley.
camels spit too, though.
I would think so. They have spit 2 L's on the ECU this year.
You know what? And I hate to say ifs and ands or buts and everything, but Garrett Saylor was rolling.
Yep.
I did not see him. That very next inning, we gave up 2 runs. I don't see that happening with Garrett in there. They didn't have an answer for him. And likewise, we didn't have an answer for them. So you really don't. It's a toss up right there. But if somebody tells me we could lose a game 3-2, say that's a baseball game. I mean that's great games. That's 1 bunt, 1 hit, 1 error. But we won everything last night. No walks, more strikeouts, more hits. Less errors. We just didn't get the timely hit.
Timely hits, runners left on base, left the bases loaded. What was it, 2 out of the first 3 innings, I believe?
We had a runner on third with less than 2 outs. You know, Cliff Godwin is typically...
We started the game
lead off triple, right?
Cliff Godwin typically gets that run in somehow. I mean, that's an important run for... He's always, I want that first run. I want to strike first. And we just didn't get it for one reason or another. I mean, early in the game, maybe not bunt. Let your big dogs hit a little bit. Moreland's been hitting the cover off of it. Maybe give him a chance up there. And JC is always good for a P-Rod. But, I mean, geez, man, we got to get a run in right there.
Couldn't get him across last night. The frustrating thing is you see Wilcoxon up, bases loaded, strikes out later in the game, hits a single with nobody on. I mean, it's one of those
baseball.
things. It's frustrating.
I mean, that's baseball. I mean, it's fans got to realize that you're not going to go undefeated. I think we said that in our preseason thing. They're not going to go 50-0. It's not happening. We're going to lose. We're going to lose to a team that we should beat by 100. But then we're going to beat a team that probably should beat us that day by 5 or 6. I mean, it's just baseball. That's the way it goes.
Have we lost to a team that we should have beat by 100 yet this year, though? I mean, they've lost to quality opponents, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's that, our 6th loss?
5.
We were 21 games in last year. We were 11-10.
They lost to Long Beach State.
And Clip was ready to sell all his ECU baseball gear, and I harnessed him in.
Yeah, I was done with him.
And I said, look, the weather's getting ready to warm up. The bats are going to warm up. That's the way that's ECU's deal, historically speaking. Well, and I'm saying that again this year.
They've dominated the conference these last few years. Conference play beginning next weekend. Pirates lost to Long Beach State, Campbell twice, Duke, and what was the other L? UNCW on the road.
UNCW, quality. I mean, that's always a good game for us. Camel is a top 25 team. Long Beach State's one I think we should have won pretty good.
Well, that was a game where the Pirates helped them out quite a bit, if I recall.
A lot of walks, I think. 3 errors, walks, all of the above.
I mean, we can talk about the pitching, which has just been stellar, and it was again last night, but you've almost got a 90s Braves thing going here where like Glavine and Smoltz and Maddox used to trade off the awards and all that. The last 2 weeks you've had Groves and Savage winning pitcher of the week. Carter Spivey's your pitcher of the year last year. Now it's his turn to win an award, but those guys on the weekend have been awesome.
God, they've been dealing, and I'm really hoping this weekend is our breakout weekend. George Mason, we should be doing that. They got a first-year head coach. That this guy's got a lot of baseball experience. He was in the pros for around 10 years. A good guy, great baseball guy. But they returned a lot of players at George Mason. So I mean, they do have some experience there. But I mean, I think we should be pretty good this weekend.
Brandon Manning joining us, our Farm Bureau ECU baseball report. You can call Brandon with Farm Bureau Insurance, 531-1812. He has his phone on and ready to go before and after business hours. You can call him today, 531-1812, to schedule a review and get a free quote. Redbeard update. Steve says Redbeard volunteers at the Children's Miracle Network Telethon just to hang up on callers. Man, that's tough. Brandon, what are you typing?
It was my mother. She sent me an important text message.
See, his phone's always on.
But it was not business related. I will be honest on that one.
Yeah, but people want to know they're dealing with a guy who texts their mom. And is in close contact with his family.
Betty Jo's, she's on top of it. I mean, she's great.
Yeah. Very.
You had Betty Jo, didn't you?
I just remember her being very strict.
Oh yeah.
And your dad was like Rodney Dangerfield, like amateur comedian, and she was very strict. That's what I remember about the Manning family growing up.
It was a good yin and yang.
Yeah, I think you got to have that.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you. My mom, I had both of them were parents, and both of them were coaches. So I mean, it was great when one couldn't do something, the other one was right there. I had blessed childhood for sure.
Brandon, we talked about the bats a little bit. Do you mix anything up? Is there anybody in the dugout right now that could provide a spark? I think the answer is yes, but the problem is you don't want to take out any of your big guns, you know?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. We're playing such good defense right now. And I know the guys that are struggling, like Hoover, I think he sat down one game, came back, now he's hitting it. You can't take AMAC off of third base. He's one of the best third basemen in the nation, in my opinion. I mean, and he's a stud, and he's one of the leaders of the team. I mean, but Dixon Williams, he's going to get some at bats come up here shortly. I think he needs to. He's proved that, he's been in there. I don't know how many bats, 3 or 4, and he's hit the ball every time. We just need to quit trying to, crush everything. If they're playing you in the shift, we hit into the shift a lot last night. If they're playing in the shift, guys, let's just go back to hitting baseball, barrel balls up and finding holes. If the hole's not that side, go the other way with it. Give what they're taking you, take what they're giving you. I said that backwards.
Give what they're taking you, take what they're giving you. Do both. Eric, the danger of this advertising, giving out Brandon's phone number, hopefully you call it and use it for the right reasons. Eric says, can I call Brandon to talk to him about his car's extended warranty during dinner time, preferably?
It happens. And I'll be honest with you, I decided to buy a new transmission. That extended warranty is looking promising right now.
Okay.
So I'm all in on the keeping my truck till the wheels fall off now.
There you go. All right, let's see. I want to talk a little Major League Baseball. Did you watch the World Baseball Classic?
Oh, yeah. Oh, very, very much so. That is I told people my most exciting baseball that I was, part of outside of college was American Legion Baseball, because you're playing for what you were playing for was a bunch of old men who gave body parts and gave their lives for us to be here doing what we're doing. And it was different back then than it is now, and I get that. But, man, we went out there and got it. There was a whole bunch of all-stars coming together, playing for a bigger reason than us, and it was like that. You can't tell me that those guys on every team didn't want to beat the snot out of everybody out there. That was good baseball. And I hadn't seen the last stat, but they said that that last Japanese and American game was the highest-rated, most-watched baseball game in the history of the sport.
Yeah. Well, you're playing for that pride factor. Also, it's got to be fun for those guys. They're having fun. It's not pressure. There's probably pressure on them, but it's not. I don't know. It's not like game 72 of a 162-game season. You get into that grind, and it probably gets old after a while, and you got to psych yourself back up. They were just having fun out there.
Oh, this is like playing your best friend in wiffle ball in the backyard, so to speak. If Ohtani could speak good enough English, I would talk crap to Mike Trout for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I really would.
Well, you can just speak junk to him in Japanese now for the whole year.
Do you think his translator could do it for him?
Yeah.
And it would come out as cocky?
That would be hilarious, though, for that poor translator to have to say those awful things to Mike Trout.
I hate to, pretend to be Japanese. That would be quite, bad.
Don't do that.
But, give you the microphone and you say what I really said.
That's fantastic. I would love to. I think that'd actually be a funny bit. If I'm the Angels, I'm getting on that right now, tweeting it out and getting 1 million views on it.
I like seeing some of these guys that are the Japanese guy that pitched in the middle of the game who was like 20 years old, and he was just throwing it 97 movement everywhere, and everybody, who's this guy? Like, yep, he's probably going to get a major league contract next week. I mean, I like seeing these guys from all around the world that nobody knows who it is.
Also, the different styles. Mully was talking about it the other day. The Latino flair they bring to it. Japanese, it's almost more like
business.
Yeah, business and USA, kind of a mix in between maybe. Right. But like the different, which shows you that there's no right way, wrong way. There's different ways to go about the baseball game.
It shows you the changing of the game a little bit. I mean, Japan still got that. This is how we do it. I mean, this is.
Well, haven't the Latinos always done it that way? It hadn't changed for them.
I mean, but they weren't playing as much baseball in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. When Babe, who was it? They were talking about Japan came to baseball very early. There was a professor and whenever there, they were talking about that on TV the other night. And then they said it didn't become popular until Babe Ruth went over there and did a few, like, I guess, scrimmage games with them.
Drank some Japanese beer.
I mean, if Babe Ruth played, that was before World War II. So, I mean, I don't know if he went, how all that transpired, but
how much hibachi you think he ate over there? I know how much I'd eat over there. All right, I like this little history of baseball lesson. Keep going, Brandon.
So, and anyway, then they came back, but it sort of just took off, and they treated it like, hey, this is our new sport, and they did. I mean, they've been well. They're the only multiple-time winner of the World Baseball Classic.
Well, they also have very successful pro leagues. I mean, and I'm talking all Asians because KBO. You remember when that was on during COVID and people were watching?
We talked about it in here. It was great because they get after it. There's no huge celebrations. There's no awesome bat flips. There's some emotion. There's calculated emotion in everything they do. But it's always been like I was telling Hannah the other night. I said, "Hey, you need to watch this movie with Tom Selleck called Mr. Baseball." Because I mean, here's these guys that are coming from America and they get sort of demoted and released, and then they have anywhere to go. And he got them picked up by the Yankees of Japan,
the Hiroshima, Yankee, whatever.
So the Dragons. It was the Hiroshima Dragons, I think. So he went over there and he was like, "Nah, we're gonna have fun." And he sort of taught them how to have some fun, and they taught him how to
Did
be
you watch
serious.
that recently? There's no way that held up. Like
what?
I don't know. I hadn't watched it in 30 years. There's no way it's good.
It's a great movie.
There's no way.
It's a great movie.
I need to go back and watch that one again. Mr. Baseball. I do remember it. Tom Selleck very well. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More baseball with Brandon Manning. Opening day next Thursday.
Oh yeah.
For the first time
the day off
since the 60s, every team plays on opening day. What a novel idea. Thank you for doing that.
Where's the baseball in Europe? Where's it at this year, and when is it? We need to find that out.
Okay, we'll find that out during the break.
Chandler can take that trip, maybe get some interviews.
Hey, after yesterday, I would send him. I would send him. We will take a break, come back. Also, Name That Sound coming up when we return.
Do I get to play? Or am I still a phone your friend? Fine. No, I'll sit over here in the corner.
Hey, you want to do
tell you what.
You want to do Brandon versus Chandler today?
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
And I'll kind of just play. I'll sit out.
No, you go ahead.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Brandon versus Chandler.
All right.
And you got him with one bad eye.
Yes, I do.
How does that affect his hearing?
This is
supposed to strengthen my other senses, right?
Hey, another All-Star.
I don't know. Do you smell that?
Another All-Star?
Another All-Star game.
Yeah, the All-Star game. Chandler's 1-0 in All-Star games.
That. I heard it.
Sometimes it takes a little longer to get the jokes. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. More to go after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our #1 goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted #1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Hey, Pirate Nation. Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Beauty Bar Metaspa. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Visit beautybarmetaspa.com to set up a free consultation. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room is your favorite place in downtown Greenville for lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends. They serve lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Plus, they have brunch starting at 10:30 on Saturdays and Sundays. Follow Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room on Instagram for the latest events and specials. Fifth Street Hardware, right beside the State Theater. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday, talking baseball with Brandon Manning. Brandon, you asked when the international game is this year over in Europe. The MLB World Tour, the London series. I don't love this. They're doing a NL Central rivalry between the Cardinals and Cubs. It'll be June 24th and 25th at London Stadium.
Look at that stash, that guy.
Lovely stash.
It's a stash.
So there's the answer to your question. Can we do a speed round MLB divisions prediction for this season?
Yeah.
All right. NL East, we don't even need to talk about it.
Braves.
Braves. I know what the Phillies have. I know what the Mets have. Braves. Braves run the East.
It's the Mets. They're going to get hurt.
They're the Mets.
Didn't they already lose a player in the World Baseball Classic?
Diaz, I believe.
Then wasn't that the guy who tore his something?
He got hurt celebrating.
Yeah.
All right. NL Central. The Cardinals are there every year. The Brewers have a good thing going, and then it's a matter of can these other teams catch up?
I still like the Cardinals. I still like my Cardinals, but...
My Cardinals?
No, the Cardinals.
Okay.
Not my Cardinals.
You said my.
I don't like it. I mean, I don't. But here's why I'm going to say the Cardinals are going to be right up there near the top all year, and this is my prediction, is they're going to use Alec Burleson as trade bait to get a top-end closer or good bullpen guy to finish out the season. But I would not bet against the Cubs this year, not to win it all, but to take that because they have really spent some money. Dansby Swanson was a great addition. I think they're going to be well, too. But I'm on the Cardinals.
Anybody beating the Dodgers in the West?
Padres.
You like the Padres?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They put it together last year. They had assembled all these pieces, and it came to fruition.
I think this is their year. Dodgers have lost a few players.
Yeah.
I think this is the Padres' year. They got what's the guy that was suspended all last year? Got him back. Who was his name? His dad played the majors. Guy the Padres.
Oh, Tatis.
Tatis, yeah.
They got a lot of players. I was like Machado, Soto.
If you go through it, they're the all-star team.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Dodgers on that one.
All right, AL East. Your Red Sox are going to stink.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a surprising Red Sox year. They're not going to have Bogarts or anybody doing 30, 40 home runs. I think Devers is going to give them 30. I don't know about their health and their bullpen, but they've added some arms in the bullpen to get some depth there. Chris Sale is back.
Kenley Jansen on the back.
Exactly. We have a legitimate closer now. How many innings he has in him, I don't know. But I'm thinking they're not going to be bottom dwellers.
Okay.
And I would not bet against the Orioles.
I was going to ask you about the surprising year last year. Kind of came out of nowhere. Now they're a little bit more on the radar. The problem is, just like the NL East, the AL East, you could have a good year and still not make the playoffs because of the Blue Jays could be good. The Rays are always good.
So we said this.
Haven't even mentioned the Yankees yet.
Yeah, we said the AL East is the best division in baseball. It's tough. I think you put them in any other AL division in the area, any of those teams can finish in the nation. I mean, any of them can finish in the top. But
who's going to win it?
God, you can flip a coin up for anybody. I don't think the Red Sox are going to win it. Blue Jays.
Okay.
They got to put it together. All this young talent, you only have a couple more years of them being young.
We now go to arguably the weakest division, the AL Central. Mm-hmm. White Sox were a major disappointment last year. Guardians won it. Twins, Royals, and Tigers are non-factor, or were.
I like the Guardians.
Right. And in the West, the Astros run it. Igo's Mariners are young and fun and went on a run last year. Rangers and I need to either get MLB The Show or just do some studying to figure out who's on whose roster. I'd forgotten Jacob deGrom was a Ranger until last night when I saw it on TV. So,
and you look at this division. The A's should be good.
They're not.
They're not.
Oh, the A's? I thought you were going to say the Angels.
The Angels.
Okay, they're not.
The Angels should be good.
The Angels. No.
But when nobody picks them, they're gonna do okay. Because I Trout as a late. That's the one thing he's missing is a trip to the World Series.
I know. I want to see it. I saw a lot of people say that after this week that they want to see Trout in big moments.
I want to see Ohtani in big moments. I want to see Ohtani and Trout both producing healthy for an entire year before I pick them. So I'm going to go with the Mariners.
Over the Astros?
Mm-hmm.
You're crazy. I like the Mariners, but we'll see about the defending World Series champions there in Houston. All right, Shirley Rhodes. is not at her chair. Okay.
Are we done?
She said, hold on a minute.
That is the sound of silence coming from Shirley's chair. What did you say, Brandon?
Who's going to win the World Series?
Here she is.
Who is going to win the World Series?
What's going to be the World Series? We've done this every year.
It's going to be an NL East team called the Atlanta Braves.
All right, I'll go with that.
Versus.
It's going to be hard to go for East Coast.
I want to say Braves and Astros again. I just don't. I like all the teams in the AL East, but I don't love them. I'm not going to pick a Central team.
I'm going to say it's going to be an AL East and NL East year.
Okay.
When was the last time we had that matchup?
We had the Subway Series. We had Yankees Phillies, I believe.
It's been a while.
It's been.
Chase Utley was probably playing second base.
Braves Blue Jays over 30 years ago. Roberto Alomar hit a home run and chopped, and I hated him forever. And then he spit on an umpire.
Yeah.
There you go.
Chop that.
Shirley, you ready?
Sir.
You ready?
I am ready.
All right, this is the All-Star Edition. Brandon Manning versus Chandler Honeycutt. So hit the music.
Where's my freaking intro?
I know, we forgot.
Come on in.
Forgot his intro.
Sit right down. Let Bryce Williams get here. Yes. Have a freaking intro.
Who cares about his
name? That sound.
Hey, turn that frown.
Turn it upside down.
Upside down. Because it's time for Name That Sound. Now, here's the host of Name That Sound, Miss Shirley Rose.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another edition of Name That Sound, where it is easy. All you got to do is name the sound that I play, and it's an all-star edition, as we have one Mr. Brandon Manning that is going to be competing against Owen, a.k.a. Chandler Honeycutt.
Now's your chance to get that W, son.
A.k.a. Scrappy Dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta play your thing. Power! There you go. So,
put 'em up.
And you tank the show, too. So, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here is your first sound. I shall play it again.
Plinko.
Incorrect.
Do it again. Rolodex or whatever.
Incorrect. That would be the sound of a... Would you like to venture a guess, Clip?
Blondes.
No, I'm going to say like the game Trouble where you pop the bubble and the dice rolls.
Nope.
No, I don't know.
No. That would
Bingo.
be...
All right, Whitney, give it to us.
Oh, yeah. That would be the sound of... You know you've done it. The little door stopper.
Oh, man. I don't think I'd have got... I mean, that's not... Every door stopper's not the same, but that was good. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Good one. Good one.
By
All
the way,
right.
you have at least one fan out there. Chandler Randolph's pulling for you today to get the win.
Thank you, Randolph. Boom, boom, baby.
All right, here we go. I'll
Mike
give
P
you that
got
sound.
it. Mike P knew it.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. The next sound.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
That's
Ratatouille.
Incorrect.
That is Rudolph.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
That is the dentist. That is
No.
Herman.
I want to be a dentist. No, it's not him.
That is incorrect.
Wonderful day for pies.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
I'm looking for the show. It's a television show, and I am looking for the name of the show.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
Oh, Barney.
Incorrect. Would you like for me to play it one more time?
I don't think it's going to matter.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
SpongeBob?
That's
Nope,
what I was
that is
thinking.
incorrect.
Man.
That is from Family Guy.
What?
Is it Quagmire?
That is Quagmire.
Wow.
Play it again.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
All right. Well, we're off to a resounding
What
start.
an
Here we go.
all-star game.
All right, here we go.
Clip, did you know these?
No.
Here we go. Next sound.
Honey, What? Where's my super suit?
That is Mr. Freeze from Incredibles.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, wow. That was good. I knew Incredibles, but
Where's my super suit?
I tried to make it as
have
familiar,
you seen
but I didn't
Incredibles?
want to make it too easy.
I've seen it. I didn't know it.
no, that was I knew the Incredibles. I couldn't remember.
Where is my super suit? All right, here we go. Next sound.
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
Say I ain't got no internet.
Well,
Play it again. Play it again.
You are so off.
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
I don't even know what he's saying.
Does his lips touch?
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
By the way, the phrase is, I have never yielded.
Was that like Romeo and Juliet or something?
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
I'm trying to figure out who that "What's up" is, or who that is. What's up? Oh, is that maybe Suicide Squad?
Incorrect.
Oh, that was a good guess. Will Smith.
Uh-huh.
Brandon,
Good
would you
guess.
venture a guess?
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
What? Can you say the first word he's saying?
He's saying a name. I
You
can't
can't-
pronounce it.
Oh.
I can't pronounce it myself.
Okay.
Well, that's fair.
But that's not the point.
No, it's not.
Play it again.
All right, last time.
Gadaka! What's up? I never yielded.
What's up?
What's up is a newer thing, so it's got to be newer.
That Space Jam, the new one with LeBron James.
Incorrect.
Next.
All right.
Yeah.
Next.
That
Give me-
would
wait.
be one Chadwick Boseman,
Don Juan got it. Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Never
Wow.
seen it. Never seen it.
What's up, by the way, was Michael B. Jordan. Just so you know.
There you go.
Never
All
seen
right,
Black
here we go.
Panther.
Last sound for round one.
Are you Tony's stank?
Put some stank on.
Tony Stank. Is that Iron Man?
Iron Man.
I am looking for this particular person.
In Iron Man?
He is a character in Iron Man.
Are you Tony's stank?
Which Iron Man?
You're looking for the person saying that?
Yes, I am
Okay.
looking for the person saying that.
Are
you
Mickey
going to
Rourke?
participate?
No,
Clip, or, okay.
no. But I have a guess.
Mickey
ahead.
Rourke.
Go ahead.
Are you Tony's stank?
I'm trying to think of his name.
But it's not Mickey Rourke's character.
No.
He was in. He was what's up?
Are you Tony's stank?
Yeah, I think Clip's got it.
I
You
can't
guys?
think of his name. I think I'm on the right track, though. Can I say what I think it is?
Yeah, because I don't think either one of them have a
Is
guess.
it the creator that makes a cameo
In every
movie?
Marvel movie,
Oh,
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
Stan
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
Come
I couldn't
on,
come
you
up
guys
with
are
his name.
killing me.
Do it again.
Hold on.
Are you Tony's stank?
In
Yeah, I
this
could
particular
tell.
scene, he was the FedEx delivery guy, and he mispronounced Stark. And one of his buddies, Tony Stark's buddy, says yes, he
now
is
that I hear
Tony
it, he
Stank.
sounds like Stan Lee.
Yep.
Every Stan Lee character.
Can we need to take a break, and we have someone in the lobby we need to attend to. So
Okay, all right, yeah, let's take
Charlie?
let's
All
go
right.
ahead and take a break.
All right, and then we'll return with more of Name That Sound, and maybe somebody can score.
Yeah, because right now
It's 1-0.
it's 1-0
Good
Chandler
defensive
leading.
battle going on.
This is a pitcher's duel right here.
Because how long of a break we got?
4 minutes.
Okay, that's done.
Okay. All right. We're going to be back with rounds 2 and 3 of Name That Sound right after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, Smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You know, you'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Chico's in downtown Greenville is celebrating 40 years of business all month long in March with a special anniversary menu. Grab your amigos and enjoy blasts from the past menu favorites like Cancun oysters, chili dog, costillas, and chili rellenos. The celebration doesn't stop with your favorite Mexican food. Drop in for one of those famous Chico's margaritas in the bar or outside on the patio. Hurry in, the celebration menu ends March 31st. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is Jacob Jenkins Cowart, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Beauty Bar Medispa. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Visit beautybarmedispa.com to set up a free consultation. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our various social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 61,000 followers today. And welcome back to Pirate Radio Live as we are heading into round 2 of Name That Sound. And this is the All-Star Edition as Brandon Manning is our special celebrity guest contested, I
And
guess
really
you could say.
putting up a great performance.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
blowing-
a pitcher's duel here today because Chandler is up 1-0, and we still got quite a bit to go here, and we don't have a whole lot of time, so let's jump right back into it.
By the way, Coach Kim McNeil going to join us at 5 o'clock. Brandon said that, and he's not even a part of the game or anything, but he's making up new rules. He said,
I did not. I said, what do you think?
He said he could use Coach McNeil as a phone a friend, and Chandler could use me. So if Coach McNeil knows, you need to look over there, Brandon. If she looks promising, you can go ask her real quick. So
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes because if it continues to be a pitcher's duel, I may allow it just for the
We need
All-Star
some
edition.
points.
Yeah, here we go.
Some offense.
Here we go.
Oh, was that the sound?
That is your sound.
X-Files.
Incorrect.
That is Deal or No Deal, the music that they play while people are trying to make a deal.
Incorrect.
If you would have pulled that out, you said it so confidently. Can I say what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Oh.
Incorrect. It is not a TV show.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Do it again then.
One more time.
What is that?
One of the few background songs we can play to an intro.
Incorrect.
What is it?
It is, if you've got kids and they play video games, you know what this is. That is Fortnite.
Oh, no.
Fortnite.
Wow.
Guys are killing me today. All right, here we go. Next sound.
Chandler, you got kids?
Bullpen.
Now, this is one sound just from different angles. Does that make sense? It's the same sound, but it's just repeated.
Baseball's hitting the glove.
You are correct, sir.
That's why I said bullpen.
No, I need to be more specific.
They might not be in the bullpen.
It's called a glove pop,
All right,
Brandon.
glove pop.
He's not a baseball guy.
No,
he's not a
I'm not a
baseball
baseball guy.
All right, now we have a tie ball game here. Tie? Here we go. Next sound.
Dude, don't rub my face in your crazy single life.
Shall I play it again?
Is that Barney?
Dude, don't rub my face in your crazy single life.
Chandler Bing.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
And I made that just for you.
Chandler.
And you tanked it. You are Scrappy Doo. You tanked the show.
Oh, for Shirley.
Jesus. Don't poke his eye out.
She was all in his face.
My gosh.
Oh.
Could you?
I made that
You're like Cliff Godwin.
Could you be any more
I got that just for Chandler.
Shirley, I said, could he get any more wrong?
Yeah, could you be any more wrong?
Play it again.
I thought it was Charlie Sheen.
Dude,
It sounded
don't
like,
rub my face in your crazy single life.
but then he was talking to Joey.
No, I hear it.
He was talking to Joey.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, you're killing me, man. I tried to give you one.
You just
I tried to give you one.
disrespected your parents, Chandler.
Oh,
And their
man.
whole family.
That was like
And a lot of my
1998.
friends.
Yeah. Good thing your
No
parents
pun.
are on vacation right now. All right, here we go. Next sound.
Kim Impossible.
Incorrect.
Fast and the Furious.
I think Clip recognized it. Shall I play
that
it again?
noise at the end sounded familiar. But maybe I'm wrong.
It's a theme to a TV show. That's your hint.
CSI Miami.
Incorrect.
NCIS.
Incorrect.
Definitely wrong.
Brandon, would you venture a guess?
Bones.
Incorrect.
I was thinking something on MTV.
What did you say? Bones?
Yeah.
It's
You were
on
close.
MTV.
It's MTV Cribs.
That sound at the end sounded very familiar.
That's what got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. All right, we still have a. Well, no,
No,
I take
we
that
do
back.
not.
2-1. Brandon in the lead. Here we go.
You just gotta squeeze it like you mean it, bro.
Good
You are correct, sir.
Wow. Good work, Brandon.
Okay.
Well
commanding lead.
done. Well done.
How many we got left so we know if this is going to be possible?
Well, you have 5 and a bonus round, so we got
bonus round. You can be up 20.
Bonus round is like, yeah, we got to speed through it here. Okay, here we go. Next one.
Oh, that is Leslie Jordan.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, yeah.
AKA, rest in peace, by the way.
Yep.
Beverly Leslie from Will and Grace.
3-2?
Or Call Me
3 to
Cat.
2.
He was the baker in Call Me Cat.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder.
Incorrect.
No, it's not. No, it is wrong. It's Tom Cruise getting ready to get on the airplane, everybody. Oh, my God.
Somebody say it.
Tom Cruise?
No. Top Gun.
Taylor?
Top Gun.
He's giving you.
No! For the radio audience, the look on Brandon's face is like what a deer looks like in headlights.
You should not get that point for arguing with Shirley, and you were wrong.
Oh, my God.
It was also in Days of Thunder. No, it was. The gongs. Yeah, that part right there.
That is the intro to Top Gun.
I know that, but it was also in Days of Thunder. I will find it, clip it out, send it to you.
Thanks, but no,
All
I'm
right.
good.
I
got a busy night.
All right, we gotta get through these last couple ones.
Man, Chandler.
That's 4-1.
4-2.
2.
Oh, yeah.
I have to do your act for you now? Is that what it's come to? Oh, that's easy.
Do it again.
I have to do your act for you now? Is that what it's come to?
That's the guy with the dummy?
Nope.
Jeff Dunham.
You're thinking Jeff Dunham?
Yeah.
No, that is incorrect.
I have to do your act for you now? Is that what it's come to? Come on, guys.
No.
I have to do your act for you now? Is that what it's come to?
Your act for you?
5, 4, 3, 2. Clip, you want to guess?
David Letterman.
You are correct, sir.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
David Letterman. Oh, yeah. You want it? You got it.
I need the song. Y'all are killing
Bust
me.
a move.
There you go.
That was up Coach McNeil's alley.
I know. She should have.
You didn't get that one. Bust a move? Or okay, all right.
And
All right.
Well, she said she was a 90s R&B girl before the games. I heard
4-3 is your score. We're down to the last sound for the round, and then you got your bonus sound.
All
So
right,
here we go.
To the wire.
To the wire. Here we go.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Oh, my God. I've heard that before.
How did...
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
I didn't even really watch this show, and I know what it is. Do you want the actor's name, the show? What do you want?
I will take any of it at this point.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
How I Met Your Mother.
Bang.
Bang.
Yeah, I got it now. I'm sorry.
Barney Stinson.
Yeah, because I said
Taylor,
that
you should
earlier.
have said it's that Barney for the 4th time today. Or
I said
actually,
that.
both of y'all said it, I
I
think.
said it one time.
All right, here we go. Here's your bonus sound worth a zillion points. Here we go. Your hint, video game.
Halo.
Is it a show?
Game of Thrones.
No.
It's not a TV show?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I was going to say The Last of Us, since
Nope,
that's
that's not
popular
it.
right now.
Not it.
All right. Y'all were stumped. What is
World of Warcraft.
That would be it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
That's for a zillion points.
Yep. You
That's
just
for your zillion
and
points.
you won by
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Chandler, your
I
thoughts.
love this game.
Yeah.
Love this game.
What kills me, Chandler, is when I pick something that I know you would know. That it's like a
My
gimme.
name is after Friends. I don't watch Friends.
True.
You would think you would watch after.
Brandon,
You would watch your
Appreciate
namesake
it.
once
Thanks
in a
for
while.
hanging out.
That's true.
Yes, great times.
We'll see you at Clark LeClaire Stadium this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
All
For
right.
sure.
I'll stop
What's
by.
on the menu?
Saturday, I'm not sure. We're going to watch the weather, see what we got going on, see how many, what it was, I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Check out Brandon and the great things he is doing over at Farm Bureau Insurance, 531-1812. to schedule a review, get a free quote. You can call him today, and he will get you straight. All right, when we return, we'll talk about ECU's magical run to the NCAA tournament. Coach Kim McNeil joins us to talk about that, the upcoming off season, and looking ahead as well. That's on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
It's time for a March Madness update. The break from the madness is over, and the Sweet 16 tips off today. Coming up from New York City, it's the East Region semifinals with 4th-seeded Tennessee taking on 9th-seeded Florida Atlantic. Also at the Garden, Kansas State and Michigan State. In the West Region from Las Vegas, Arkansas against UConn and UCLA taking on Gonzaga. Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament right here.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard. Like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with 0 interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College. Get lucky this month at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Our trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Stop by and take a look. Get $10 off any purchase over $65. Just mention the code GETLUCKY10. So get lucky this month at your CBD store. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Duck Donuts.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's U.S. Cellular locations and experience the highest standard of customer service. The purpose of the Atlantic Wireless store experience is to inform, illuminate, and inspire. Find the location near you at AtlanticWireless.com. Atlantic Wireless, we go beyond the call. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you here on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We've got live coverage of the NCAA tournament coming your way immediately following our show. Great night of hoops coming up tonight, especially looking forward to Arkansas, UConn, and Gonzaga, UCLA tonight. And women's tournament will resume action as well coming up this weekend. And man, it was awesome to see our East Carolina Pirates in that tournament, led by Coach Kim McNeil, who joins us here in the Pirate Radio studios today. Coach, it is awesome to see you. Thanks for coming in. And how you doing?
No, thank you guys for having us. Doing great.
I'd say we're going to set up the off season, but there's really no off season, right? You were just saying that your season is over, but you haven't stopped working, right?
Yeah, there's no off season, with the portal and all these things going on. We got back Sunday and we were back in the office on Monday.
Yeah, and you're recruiting new players. You're recruiting your current team to stay, correct?
Yep,
and
exactly.
Got some good news on Danae McNeill, who will be returning next season. So I guess we can start there. You lay this foundation, you bring these girls in, you want to keep them here, keep growing, keep getting their skills better. Are you going to be able to do that? Are you going to have your team, stick around and be here for the long haul?
I think so. I think we got our top 8 kids coming back. I'm excited about that. The starting 5 lineup will be back. Adding some new pieces, maybe grab a couple pieces off the portal. So, I keep saying this, women's basketball at ECU is here to stay.
And we were saying that, too, as this thing kept rolling along this season, that it really felt like this is not a flash in the pan or a fluke. And I know you certainly don't feel that way, but it does feel like this is something that is going to be, tournament team every year. I don't know, but that's we got a solid thing going here, it feels like.
We do. It took me a while.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but when you're trying to rebuild a program and you want to do it the right way, it takes time. I'm still a huge and firm believer of recruiting high school kids. I'm big on relationships, and I think it was a combination this year of a great freshman class coming in, some key transfer kids giving us, some impact minutes, and then the kids returning getting better. But, with that freshman class, they love being here. Maya Joyner loves being here. Bobby Smith loves being here. Jayla Earp, they love being here. They love putting on the purple and gold, and I think that's what you get when you take time and develop relationships with young women.
Kim McNeil joining us, and we've talked to a lot of coaches about this, trying to build that culture, that foundation, and all we see, unfortunately, is what happens on the court with results. So the past few years, we've seen the records, but did you know going into this year that this could be the outcome that it was? Did you and your team know that?
I did. If you go back and listen to some earlier interviews or videos, I always kept saying this team has a chance to be special. Even though we were picked last, and it didn't surprise me, with losing Tanaya Thompson, who was an 18-point, only double-figure scorer for us. I wasn't surprised that the conference picked us last, but I knew what we had in the gym. I knew what we had coming in. I knew the transfers. I knew the freshmen. So I knew if we could, it's all about chemistry. That's really hard now with not knowing what you're going to have every year because of the portal. Teams are turning over 4 and 5 players every year. So, I knew we had a good nucleus coming back, and I just felt like if we could get that chemistry going on the court, that we had a chance to be special.
You were awesome in Minji's this year. The first thing that really started turning my eye to say, okay, this is something to watch, is how you guys played on the road.
Yep.
Just a fantastic job on the road in the non-conference, but especially in the conference play. And is that another sign when you say, okay, when we can go away from home and win, we're doing some good things?
Definitely, and I think that made a difference down the stretch. We started off and won some games on the road, where in my first 3 years here, we won hardly any on the road. And that comes with maturity, that comes with leadership and just believing. But, when you can win on the road, you when you look at your schedule, you say, okay, these are home games. These are the games that we should win. If we can get a couple on the road, we'll be okay. But we did really, really well on the road in conference play this year.
Speaking of the schedule, looking ahead, you played Virginia this year, Wake Forest, so you got some ACC opponents, some good regional games in the non-conference. How about in the future, Coach? Do you know what you have for next year and years to come, or is that to be determined at this point?
Well, with the league changing, we're going from 16 conference games to 18 on the women's side. The men, I think, have always had 18, so that takes away 3 non-conference games for us. So we'll only have 11 non-conference games versus 13. And I think Corey, he does our scheduling for us. He does an unbelievable job. I think he's got about 6 games, and we're scrambling right now. People are calling and canceling on us. You saw how we finished out the year. We're trying to get, some Power 5s in state, and they've called and said now they don't want to play us.
Hey, that's the way it works. The problems with success there. You're not wearing the net today. Is Coach Corey still wearing the net, or where's the net?
We have 2. He has one. I have the other one. They're both at the office, along with the American Conference Tournament trophy.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. I love seeing y'all. You were wearing it at the baseball game that Saturday, and Coach Corey was wearing his that Sunday night. I believe.
That's my new bling.
Bling bling. I want to ask you about the conference tournament. I loved Sania Johnson's interview after the game on ESPN Plus, and it was a mix of, we knew we weren't going home tonight, we were going to win this game, but she also brought up the championship in that discussion. So I'm wondering, what was the conversations like with you and the team and your girls going into that thing? It had to be one game at a time, but were you talking championship early on in that conference tournament?
Yeah, it was definitely, our motto all year has been, one practice, one quarter, one half, one game at a time. But obviously they knew, we had pretty much beaten everybody in the league one time except for South Florida, Tulsa, and SMU. Mm-hmm. So we knew we had a good chance going in there. And, our style of play is pretty different. And we were hot. We were playing very, very well. We went on, a 6 or 7 game winning streak. Laid an egg at Tulane. But I think, we just so emotional after that triple overtime against Houston. I think that kind of took his toll on us going into Tulane. But, we had some good prep going into the conference tournament and just felt really, really good about where we were and what we could accomplish in the conference tournament.
Was it good to get Tulane right back again?
It was.
Yeah.
We didn't do that last year. If you think about how we finished last year, we beat Memphis earlier in the year by 30. Go to their place, they beat us, and then we turn around and play them the first round of the conference tournament, and we lost.
Yeah. So you go on that run. What was it like early in the day? We were focusing on this. You got to focus on what you can control. But seeing South Florida lose, did that add a little spark to everything?
I think it added a little spark to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody in the league. Seeing them go down, I think it really opened the door for all teams to feel like they had a shot. They had a chance to win it. And, we went in there, we beat Tulane, had a really good game against Memphis, and then, another battle against Houston, a defensive battle against Houston, not a lot of scoring.
A battle where you scored 2 points in the first quarter. Yeah. Now, I was like, hey, it's a second half team. All the conversations we've had this year, Coach, you've said, I wish we could play the whole game like we do late in the game, but 2 points after one quarter. I know there's no panic, but what is that conversation like when you see that 11-2 score?
This year for us was a lot of firsts. A lot of kids doing some things we'd never done before, and you don't know what you don't know. And we've never been in that situation before. We've never won a conference game. And so I tried to keep my cool. Inside it was burning me up. But I knew if they saw me, panicking or getting antsy, that's the way they were going to be. So, there were times where I just smiled. I looked at the scoreboard. When Isis finally made that layup, I was like, thank God. But I was just smiling, telling them we're fine. We keep defending because they only had 11. So it wasn't like they had 20 points and we had 2. They were struggling too, So, we just went into halftime and told the young ladies, match Sania's energy because she was getting after. She was diving out of bounds for loose balls. We're like, we match her energy this second half. We keep defending. We keep rebounding. The ball will start to fall through the basket.
And Sania really became a star, and not necessarily on the court, but her interviews and almost being the face of the team, kind of the leadership. I remember specifically one time, Maya was upset. I think she was trapped in the backcourt, didn't get a lot of help, and was looking, and she got a little frustrated. And who was right there? Sania telling her to calm down. She really became, did she be like the face of the team almost this postseason?
Yeah, Sania is an unbelievable young lady. She is very articulate, very smart, 4.0 student in the classroom, just a model student athlete, somebody you'd want your daughter to grow up to be like. And actually my daughter really admires her, which I love that. But she's been a great leader. She's a leader in a different different way. Not overly vocal. She's more so pulling you to the side, getting in the huddles. And so we've been challenging her all year to be more vocal, because I'm a firm believer that championship teams are player-led, and so I'm trying to get them to be more vocal and not to allow my voice to be heard all the time, when things aren't going right. But I thought she really stepped up in that tournament, both as a leader and both, with her play.
Yeah, no doubt. And then you go to Texas, and I was worried hearing you and Sania, the first thing y'all talked about was their defense, their size. So that was a concern. We saw that happen on the court. And then, they were hitting threes as well. You ran into a buzzsaw there, Coach. They played fantastic. Yeah. But what was that experience like for you? Is that something like, okay, we got here this year, we know what it is, let's go win one next year?
Yeah, that's what our conversations have been about these last couple of days with the returnees. We experienced it. Like I said before, you don't know what you don't know. And we kept trying to tell them what it was going to be like, but they didn't know. Now we know. And so we talked about the future and how we got to prepare better, how practices have to be better, how we have to get after it in the weight room. And they didn't like the way the game ended. They were embarrassed. They were angry. They were mad. And it was almost like, Texas felt sorry for us. We don't like that feeling. He walked through the handshake line and was like, Coach, this is the best we've ever played all year. I agree with him. But, I don't like pity parties,
right.
And so we've talked about, getting back and surpassing what we did this past year.
And just for Texas' sake, they might have should have saved some points.
Yeah.
Were you surprised to see that Louisville, Texas score 2 days later?
I was a little bit. Jeff Walls is a really good coach. His teams play really, really hard, and they just got some kids that they got a lot of experience. They understand. They've been there. It's an expectation, and they really took it to them, and Texas struggled.
So it seems like there's more upsets in the men's tournament than the women's. We have seen some this year. Saw Miami beat Indiana and maybe some other school. Anything surprised you or anything? Are you still following this tournament, or now that ECU's out, are you kind of just focusing on what you're doing?
No, I'm following. I'm a basketball junkie.
Okay.
I watch it all the time, even the men's tournament. But you're right. I think what you won't see in women's basketball that you do see in men's basketball is a 16 beating a 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that will happen in women's basketball. It's still not enough parity yet. But, you are seeing, some 12 seeds or some 11 seeds beat teams. But it's still not enough parity for you to see those huge upsets like you see in men's basketball.
Looking at the game as a whole, growing up, it was Pat Summitt, it was then Gino, you had Baylor and Rutgers win, but now it is Dawn Staley, who I remember as a player and what she's got rolling in South Carolina. How did that power shift happen to South Carolina, and are we just in another era where you have that dominant team that everybody's chasing after?
I remember when Dawn first got the job at South Carolina, I was an assistant at Georgia, and they were pretty bad. They had no following. She just really worked. She worked really, really hard. I think the key thing for her, she got Asia Wilson to stay at home, and that really helped their recruitment, and she just built it. It didn't happen overnight. It took her a while, but, she's Dawn Staley. She's been a great player. She's, a great coach, and she's really, really got it going. She is the model right now.
Kim McNeil joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. So what are the keys this offseason for you, Coach? You talked about wanting to build it with high school recruits, but also you got to stay active in the portal. So what kind of pieces are you maybe looking to add?
Yeah, so we signed 3 kids in the early signing period, and we got another verbal commitment from a kid probably about a week after the signing period. So she'll sign here in next month, actually. And as the season went on, you reevaluate your team. And that is the one thing that the portal is good about. You can go through a season and figure out, I missed this piece in the early signing period in high school. And that's kind of the mentality that we're taking. I want to get what we need in the high school season. And then as we reevaluate through the season, if we need something, then that's what we'll go to the portal for. So, we're probably going to bring in a couple more bigs. Give us some more size and give us some more strength there in the post.
I love hearing players, and I believe it was Danae McNeill specifically who said she didn't like defense. It didn't really, I want to score. But you buy into what you're doing there at East Carolina, and you got that buy-in, it looks like, from your entire roster, and for the incoming girls, they're going to have to get on board too. So what is Kim McNeil East Carolina basketball, if you had to describe it to somebody?
I would just say gritty. Blue collar. we don't. When we win, it's not necessarily pretty. 46 to 48, whatever that score, 42-44 to Houston. That kind of sums it up. No, but you got to be hard-nosed. You got to be tough. You can't, you got to go get it. We're not going to give anything to you. Nobody's going to give anything to us. So, I always say defense and rebounding travels. And this year we were able to, put some more pieces in there that could score the ball. And I think we upped our scoring this year by about 7 points. I want to up that a little bit more next year with still being able to defend at an elite level.
Coach Mac McCarthy joined us, and he will be on the call when Tennessee takes on Virginia Tech coming up Saturday. He's calling their radio games for the women, does a lot of men's and women's games, and talked about ECU's defense and how unique it is. And it's not something you see every night. So where did you get your principles from? How much of those are from your own brain? How much are you taking from past coaches? Where did you come up with your coaching philosophy?
Yeah, Mac, he's my neighbor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's my neighbor. He's about 4 or 5 houses down from me, walking all the time. We talk all the time.
Awesome.
No, it kind of Corey, my husband, he was at Georgetown back when Georgetown was in the Big East, when it was the real Big East. And they ran a similar type of defense. So when we got together and was coaches together at the University of Virginia, that was the first time I was really introduced to it, and I really liked it. It works best when you can go make-miss. So on a make, you go into your matchup. On a miss, you go into a man, which kind of keeps the offense kind of offset a little bit. But, we normally press more out of it. And I told him this summer, I said, I think we're good at pressing. I think we're good in our matchup, and I think we're okay in man-to-man. And then we wanted to get our offense a little bit better. We know we needed to score more points. I said, we can't do all. We don't have enough time. So let's put the focus more on our matchup. And if we press, it's just because we need to press, and then that'll give us more time to work on our offense. So we really focused on, in the half court, on our matchup. We probably spend 30 to 40 minutes a day on that, and I think we got really, really good at that and was still able to turn people over just as much when we were pressing.
And you've developed a reputation. I know you want to play the full game, 100%, go ahead and get a lead and cakewalk to a victory, but you've been the comeback kids, or at least the kind of clamp down, as we said, there in the third, fourth quarter, the second half. You just dominated opponents this year. What, do you talk about that with your team, that like in the game, this is our time, or does it just happen on the court? How does that happen?
I didn't want it like that. I'm like, goodness, can we come out and get a better start? And I think that comes with maturity. We were up and down in practices. We'd have one good day of practice, 2 okay days of practice, and that's got to get better for us next year. You're not going to be perfect every day, but you got to string together 2 or 3 good practices and maybe one bad, and then get it back together. We had too many practices where it took us too long to start. And I'm a coach that I just believe that you're not going to show up when the lights shine. You got to prepare a certain way. And we played the way we practiced. We started off, it took us 30 minutes to get going in practice. And that's kind of the way we started off the game. So that's been a lot of the conversation here the last couple of days with the players is we got to get off to better starts. We've got to be better in practice.
Kim McNeil joining us. Personal question, Coach. How did you and Coach Corey meet? Was it a basketball
meeting? It definitely was. Yeah. It definitely was. I mean, recruiting, it's a small world. The coaching world is a small world. And I was at, originally I was at Cal or was I at Georgia? I think I was at Georgia. And we initially met at a tournament in California. I was coaching at Georgia. He was at Georgetown. And then the next season we met at the Final Four, hung out together, and it just kind of went from there. It was Tampa at the Final Four.
That's awesome. I mean, you said you're a basketball lifer. You met your husband. You've got, basketball. From what I understand, 2 very intelligent but also athletic children.
Yep.
From what I'm told, so it's just it's part of the family now. Kim McNeil joining us there inside the Pirate Radio studios. One thing we worry about when you have too much success, not only losing players, but losing coaches. Are you going to be able to keep the staff, the continuity? Because that's important, right?
Yeah, that's extremely important. The chemistry, the continuity of keeping a team together, keeping a coaching staff together. So, yeah, as of right now, everybody's here.
That is good to hear. Good to hear. So what is next on the horizon? What are the key dates for you this offseason you're kind of looking ahead to, Coach?
Yeah, so right after your season over, per NCAA rules, you have to give the girls 7 days off. We're actually going to give them 10. So we're going to get started back next Thursday. And it's just going to be, continuing skill work, but really, really hitting the weight room really, really hard. That's going to be the focus this spring. And it's, having our meetings these last couple of days, we're not going to call it the off season because we don't want it to be off. It's going to be called spring and summer season. So we'll get going, and finish out. We'll get about 3 weeks. The good thing about playing long in March, you get less in the spring. So we only had, last year I think we did 6 weeks because we finished early. This year we played longer, so we only have 3 weeks to work with the girls until they go home a little bit in the summer.
What do you want to see from Amaya Joyner making a jump from a freshman to sophomore? Amazing rebound numbers, a lot of highlights. What do you want to see her improve on to get better as an overall player?
Yeah, we talked about she got to get stronger in the weight room, and I think she saw that against Texas. Those were some big girls, so she's got to get stronger. We want to work on her. She's a lefty, but don't want to use her left. She's going right all the time, so want her to get comfortable using that left hand. And then her footwork. We got to get her footwork a little bit better in the post, and just, sometimes when she's in that at high post area, it's just she's quick enough and athletic enough. She don't need that spin move, and so we're trying to get her to just go right downhill and go at people. But just those 3 things are the 3 things we're really focusing on with her this offseason.
You mentioned the lefty. So that was the baseball pass she threw?
Her right hand.
Yeah. So is she ambidextrous?
I don't know what she is.
Step 1, figure out what she is.
She eats and writes and shoots outside shots and free throws with her left hand.
Right.
But she's more comfortable dribbling and finishing a layup with her right hand and throwing with her right hand.
I told you. Right? I told you. I had been telling you.
You farmable folks don't know what you are, Charlotte.
And she can use her left hand.
That's what
she
we
can
are.
use it. She's like, I'm just more comfortable going right, coach. And I'm like, okay, but at this level, coach is scout.
It sounds like a good problem to have, though. Like she could do.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And once we get her more comfortable with using that left hand, and I think it's more of a mental thing with her right now. But I think she's got 3 great years here at ECU.
And by the way, that pass and finish
unbelievable, wasn't it?
Amazing.
That was beautiful. Chills went through me because we called it was a timeout, and they were full court pressing us, very similar to what Houston did to us, but a little bit different. So on Danae's side of the floor, they were face guarding Danae. So when she ran up the sideline, they were face guarding her to where she couldn't get the ball. So we called a timeout. I said, all right, because this is a part of the press offense that we were doing. I said, Danae, run up, get about 1 foot inside the free throw line, and then go long. And I said, Mama, just throw it out there. It couldn't have been more perfect.
On the money, in stride.
Yep. Shirley, anything for Coach McNeil?
I did have one question, Coach. At the end of the game, in the conference championship game, everybody's celebrating on the court, and the camera pans to you, and you just kind of walked over to the bench and just kind of, I don't know, put your hands down on your knees. And I just wanted to know, was that more of like relief, like finally we won, we got where we wanted to go, we achieved the goal that we set out to achieve during a season, or was it just elation? Like, what was going through your mind at that moment?
Yeah, Shirley, it's been a long 4 years for us, especially the first 3 years. And I think, some of Pirate Nation kind of doubted us and gave up on us a little bit, and I can't blame them, with 9 games, 10 games, 11 wins. So, it was a really tough 3 years, dealing with, COVID, dealing with, the portal, losing my best 2 players 2 years in a row. Just everything that we've gone through with this program, and just to see, my first year here playing Memphis, counting 50 people in the stands, to the way we finished those last 4 games, especially that triple overtime, game to Houston. It was just everything, all emotions was just coming out. This is what I envisioned when I took over here at East Carolina. Didn't expect it to take me as long as it did, but to finally do what we did, and just to know like the emotion and the excitement and the memories that we were making for these young women, that they will be able to share with their families, their kids when they get married. It's just all that emotion just ran inside for me, and I'm just so happy for Pirate Nation. I'm glad that I'm learning now that when you win, they'll get behind you. I'm learning that very quickly.
I mean, how much fun was that Sunday night at the selection show? Wow, it was amazing.
The baseball game, when we got back on that Friday, having people there waiting on us. Just since I've been back, like I go to the grocery store, I have at least 10 to 12 people coming up to me. I have no idea who they are. I see people looking at me like, it's just been awesome. And so those have been our end of year meetings, talking about that too with the girls. Like, we want to take this momentum and run with it, and you're going to get people coming up to you, and people are going to be looking at you and just smile and say hi, because they know who you are now. And we really want to build on this. We have to build on this momentum and continue to get Pirate Nation behind us.
And I also think, sorry, Cliff.
No,
I also think your social media presence also helps with that, because I love watching the after game kind of. I don't even know what you call that. The sway, is that what you call it?
The sway. Yeah.
That just shows you my age, but I love that, because you could just see the cohesiveness and just how much they enjoy being around each other. But also you get to see familiar faces. I know Amaya because I followed her all through her high school career, but to see Sania and to see Danae and know who they are and know what they they look like, aside from going to a basketball game, and kind of getting to know these girls in a different capacity, I think really does help with the fan base as well. And I have truly enjoyed watching a lot of those. It's not a locker room, but those celebrations after the game, because they've been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a part of who we are, being in the community.
Mm-hmm.
This community has been great to us. We're going to be, even better back to them. And just, our tip-off dinner, allowing Pirate Nation to get in and see these girls outside of their uniform, all the community service that we do, the diabetes awareness, AG, adopting her to our team. The list goes on and on, the videos. I want Pirate Nation to know these girls outside of their uniform. They're unbelievable young women. They're very articulate. And I just want them to feel like they're a part of this family. And we have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. And I want them to go on this journey with us.
Women's Basketball Players Lounge next year. We need to
I'm all
get some
about
girls on the show and get to know them as people. We'll talk about that. That'd be awesome.
They would love that.
And I love that it seemed like you weren't happy to be there, but it felt like y'all were able to enjoy the journey as you were going on with it. Is that fair to say?
It definitely. It was, NCAA is something that you'll never forget. And I told them, once we see our name called across that screen, that'll be, I can still, as a player, I went my freshman year at Radford, I can tell you where we were, who we played, that whole experience is something that you will never, ever forget. And, I want to do, we have the American Conference trophy out in our four-way in the offices, and I walked up today and I went up and I talked to her. I said her, and I told her I'm gonna get you some company. So when I walked back in my office, Danae and Micah were in there, and I told them, I said, look, the trophy, she's lonely. She wants some company. We got to get her some company next year.
Yeah, get her a friend. Coach, thanks so much for hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
Can you I don't know, go to the beach for a day or hang out? I mean, do you have any light at the end of the tunnel as far as a break coming up?
Look, my son plays Little League baseball for Greenville.
Yeah.
There is no break. My daughter plays softball for Pitt County. There is no break.
No break.
We are right into it. Right. Ramey Steins is Caden's coach, so there is no break. We don't get a break till August.
Oh, man. Do you get to talk junk to Coach Steins, take some frustration out on officials? Like, if you get mad at him?
We leave him alone. Ramey's a good guy. He's been great to our son. So.
Fantastic guy. Coach, thanks so much. Congratulations again. It was so much fun watching y'all, and can't wait to do it again next season.
Yeah, appreciate you guys and all the support. Go Pirates.
All right, Kim McNeil joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Let's take a break, come back. More basketball talk on the way. We'll talk to Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, about the Sweet 16 action coming up tonight. That's on the way when we return after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Saturday, April 8th, the NC Strutmasters Championship is back. Presented by Leopold and coming back to Farmville. Turkey hunters from all over the country are headed east to put their skills to the test, and the top scoring birds will win big cash prizes up to $30,000. Plus live performances by Nate Hosey and the Carolina Treat Band. A weigh-in will be held at R.A. Wood Farms, 39 Vanderford Thomas Road in Farmville, North Carolina. Registration is now open for two-man teams at ncstrutmasters.com. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine, Mossy Oak, Spring Hill Outfitters, Carolina Caliber, Mossberg, Doug Henry of Farmville, and Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Deadline to register is April 3rd, or the first 165 teams. And we'll see you there for the NC Strutmasters Championship.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Spring merchandise is arriving daily and we need to make room. Hey Pirate fans, it's Russell with Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Rhonda is taking markdowns of 75% on all remaining winter merchandise for men and women. This is our biggest sale of the year, so don't miss out. Outerwear, sportswear, dresses, and tops, all at 75% off. This is your opportunity to view all the new spring goodies and save a bunch on sale merchandise. Shop the biggest sale of the year now going on at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Pirate Radio.
We have a standard for the way you're going to play, and we're going to start making sure that we point out those that are meeting the standard, and everybody else has to rise to that. You have to. There is no choice. You have to rise to the standard, because the standard is what wins.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina since 1937. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
All right, man, that was awesome catching up with Kim McNeil. Her energy, positivity, it is infectious. And
I should have asked her. I forgot to ask her about the 90s R&B because I know she's a fan of that. And I wanted to ask her about that. I forgot.
Save that for next time. But man, great catching up with her, and already looking forward to talking more women's basketball. Eric says, I think Coach McNeil is just relieved she doesn't have to answer questions from Patrick the Menace Mason for several months.
The Menace Mason.
Somehow we have painted Patrick Mason, who's like this kind, soft-spoken Midwestern kid, into like the biggest heel in the East. But yeah, it's funny. All right, let's head out to the Pirate Radio Live line. Fired up for tonight. Some great hoops, and we'll talk about it with Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, who joins us here on Pirate Radio Live. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you, Cliff?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I know you are staying busy. Glad to have the March Madness back, but I was wondering, Jeff, with all of the other basketball going on, you can really find an edge in these other tournaments if you know who's motivated, who's not motivated. You can get some real mismatches with the matchups and everything. Did you do any dabbling in the CIT, CBI, NIT between the Sunday to Thursday NCAA tournament break?
Yeah, I played the NIT the last 2 nights. I went 4-0. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. the NIT is for me on Tuesday, it was all unders. I played 2 unders, and then yesterday I just played UAB and Utah Valley. Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in it. A lot of people aren't paying attention to it. Like the tournament, it's all about matchups and just finding just teams that are just good matchups or ready to go. And I felt like I had a good read on it, so I let it fly.
Speaking of unders, Jeff, that has been the way to go in this NCAA tournament for the most part. I think some overs might have came in on Sunday, but Thursday through Saturday, a whole lot of unders. Is that something you're looking at? Does that trend continue? Is it about time to buck that trend as we get to the Sweet 16? What do you think about overs and unders, generally speaking, for the rest of the games?
I think it really just comes down to just the matchups. You're going to have different locations as opposed to the locations we had in the first 2 games. But, yeah, for me, it's all about, kind of matchups. And as far as, like tonight, like I think 2 games could go over. I think 2 games could go under. So, for me, it's all about matchups.
Let's talk about those matchups. Our coverage begins in just a little bit right here on Pirate Radio, 6 o'clock. Our coverage of the tournament begins. First game, 6:30. It'll be on TBS, Michigan State and Kansas State. I rode with the Wildcats against the Kentucky Wildcats on Sunday, and they gutted one out. I have gone against Sparty in both games, Jeff, and I have lost both of those games. I had USC money line and also was against Michigan State the other day. I took Marquette live when they got off to that terrible start, and credit to Tom Izzo and Michigan State. So this is a team I have personally doubted, Jeff. I want to ride with Kansas State again tonight. Is that a mistake going against Tom Izzo?
Well, I think the game from a side perspective is tough. I mean, I like both teams a lot. I think Tang's done a great job. We know Izzo's great in March, but I think when the rubber meets the road, I lean Michigan State, and I just really look at the fact of how good defensively they've been in this tournament, which I didn't think they would be. They haven't really shot the ball well from 3. We have to remember, this is a top 10 three-point shooting team. They haven't yet had a good shooting game. So I think that's probable here. They're a great free throw shooting group. They don't turn it over. I think their guard play is about the same as K-State. They're both really good. I think the over is probably a play I'd lean here. I thought 138 even was a bit low. I feel like both these teams that get into the 70s. 2 pretty fun offenses, 2 groups they're solid defensively, but I don't love them. I lean Michigan State. I lean over. I just feel like at some point we're going to get that great shooting game from Michigan State. I mean, you look at against Marquette Clip, they were 2 for 16 from 3 and still won the game by 9. First game, they were, 5 for 14, still not great, still won by 10. So I lean them, I lean over.
Let's look at the game number 2 tonight, 7:15 CBS, Arkansas and UConn. I remember, Jeff, this was maybe Thursday night or very early Friday. You already had a bet in for Saturday, Arkansas. And at that time, he was either 4 or 4.5 against Kansas. You love getting the best number. You certainly did because it was way down once the time they tipped that off. It might have went down and went back up to around 3.5 or 4. But at that point, I just went Arkansas money line. I love the Razorbacks. We've talked about them a lot. UConn, kind of a helter-skelter team for you this year. I know at times you've loved them. At times they went on that losing streak and couldn't figure out what was going on. Really good team. I love this matchup tonight, Jeff. UConn is a 4-point favorite, total around 140. So how about this matchup, Razorbacks and Huskies? I'll probably go Arkansas because I always take Arkansas, but I'm really looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I think it's a real coin flip, man. I think I'd give UConn a little edge on a neutral, maybe 1.5, 2. But, I mean, at 4, I felt like there was value on Arky. Obviously, this is a tough game because I think Arkansas is the better guards. Like, I'll take Nick Smith over whoever Connecticut has. But I wonder, do they have an answer for Sanogo?
Yeah.
And the rebounding stuff? I think Walsh and guys like that can, Anthony Black, I think they're capable. But Sanogo definitely. This is, I think, a matchup where you miss Trayvon Brazile. It would have been nice to have him. They do have Jalen Graham. He hasn't played a ton, though. This is such a tough one. I lean grabbing the points. Who wins? I think it comes down to the wire, man. I really do. I think under. This would probably be a place I'd look more under. I kind of had this one like 68, 64, something like that. I think both these teams, it's going to be a half-court game. I've said before, I think if you zone Arkansas, you can have a good game plan. And they don't like to shoot threes. They're not good at shooting threes. They're very much a half-court offense. And UConn is a group that, is kind of good on both ends, but I love Arkansas defensively. So I felt like this was a typical grinded-out game, probably a lot like the Creighton games this year, which for the most part were 69-60, 56-53. I think these games are pretty low scoring.
Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, joining us, looking at tonight's action. Great contrast to styles. Florida Atlantic plays a really fun style of basketball. Tennessee, we saw it against Duke, and we know with Mike Schwartz here how they love their defense. They are tough, they are physical, and they showed that against the Blue Devils over the weekend. Tennessee, a favorite in this game. That total in the upper 120s, 129.5 I'm seeing here. So how about this, Jeff? Tennessee, are they now the favorite? They're in the East, and what do you think about their matchup with the Owls tonight?
I mean, FAU shot the ball, I think, 19 for 60 from three, and they're in the Sweet 16. Another team that hasn't shot the ball well, but their guard play is elite, and they're much better defensively, I think, than we give them credit for. Look, I don't want to hear like, oh, well, they played FAU. It doesn't matter. That's who they had in front of them, and they played them. I thought they were good against Memphis. This team is good. I've said it all year. I think they're really good. This is obviously going to be very difficult, but I don't see why they're 5.5-point favorites here. I think maybe 2-3 makes sense, but 5's a little high. FAU's really good. They've been great all season. I think they're much better offensively in this game. I think as long as they can do well in the glass, which they should, they got big Vlad Golden down low. I'm pretty confident this game comes down to the wire. I'm surprised to see FAU continue to get very little disrespect. I think FAU is a live dog in this game for sure.
And then a classic matchup to wrap it up, Gonzaga, UCLA. They've played some epic tournament games. The Adam Morrison cry on the court game, also the buzzer beater from a couple years ago. Tonight, UCLA, a slight favorite. It's a high total, of course, in the 140, seeing 146. Gonzaga, UCLA tonight, Jeff. Looking forward to that one. Any edge, any lean on either side of this one?
I took Gonzaga plus 1.5. It's come down from 2. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that, look, they don't have Jalen Clark. He's definitely out. I think at Dean Bonner, I would be, from what I'm hearing, I think it's probable that he doesn't play. I think it's more leaning towards he doesn't than he does. They're going to have him. He's not healthy. We know that. That's not great because Drew Timme is the best big you have left in this tournament. So I have a hard time wondering if without him, this is just, I don't think, a great matchup. I think the guard play for Gonzaga is just super underrated. If they get Bolton to play like he did the other night against TCU, they're going to win this game. He was awesome. Strother's great. This is still the best offense in this tournament. I think this is a pick your poison game, and Gonzaga is just so tough. If you're going to give me points with them, I'm going to bet them here.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, let's look at Friday real quick. I've enjoyed fading the public and riding with Nadu and taking San Diego State these first 2 rounds. They are a pleasure to watch, and by that I mean they just smother opponents, and they dominate, and it's been fun to be on their side these first 2 games. They got Alabama, some high spreads coming up on Friday night, Jeff. Alabama 7.5 for San Diego State. Houston 7.5 against Miami. Creighton 9.5 against Princeton. The other game, boy, this is going to be a fun one, Texas and Xavier. So what do you think, real quick, just anything jump out at you for Friday's slate?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty early on San Diego State. I played at 7.5. Pretty happy with that number. Saw at one point it was 8, and it went to 7. Now it's at 7.5. Another game. I think, look, I get Alabama. I know how good they are. I get it. But I mean, San Diego State has played a lot of really good basketball teams, man, all year. I mean, we remember them cutting their teeth out in, Maui. Played Arizona, played Arkansas, played St. Mary's.
They had I remember Arkansas. They went in overtime. That was a thriller earlier this year in Maui.
Should have won the game.
Yeah,
They overtime. They played Ohio State, played BYU. They played a lot of solid teams, man. That was a tough conference they were in. They beat a good Charleston team, a good Furman team. Look, I get they're going to be an underdog, but I'd put it at 5.5. I mean, they have the kids to run with Alabama. These are 2 top 5 defenses in America. I think you kind of cross them out. I think San Diego State's better offensively than we give them credit for. They're a great team on the glass. They've got a lot of experience. They got a good bench. I think they can absolutely match up wall to wall with them. Look, is Brandon Miller the best player in the court? Yeah, no one will tell you he's not. But I think San Diego State's well coached. They have experience, and they play as a team. They're much better offensively as this year than they've been in years past too. 7.5, I love.
We love the basketball chat with Nadu. If you need more, you can find it on YouTube, Barstool Sportsbook, and you can find Big Man on Basketball as he breaks it all down. And episode earlier today, you can check out on YouTube. And Jeff, anything else? You got more coming up on Friday as well?
Yeah, I'll just kind of throw out as well. I think Miami. Look, I love Houston too, but there's too many good players on Miami to be getting that many points. I think you make the case that Nadu Pack's the best guard in that game. The fact that you have O'Meara healthy, that's a lot of points. I know Houston can turn it on at any time, but I think if you're going to give me over 3 possessions, I'm going to lean on Miami.
I had, by the way, I've had the U these first couple of games, enjoyed that ride, but Isaiah Wong really struggled and looked lackadaisical in their first game against Drake. And then I watched him the next game, and I took his over 15.5 points just because he had such a bad game the first game. And he had that same kind of lackadaisical feeling and look to him, and he had like 26 points. It's just kind of the guy he is. He's not a real rah-rah guy, just kind of laid back, lets the game come to him. Very smooth, very good player. And you could argue game to game who is the best guard, Wong or Pack. But, yeah, Pack has been tremendous in these. I've enjoyed watching Miami basketball these last couple of years.
That might be the best guard matchup we have left here in this tournament. I mean, you got Sasser, Mark, and Shed, and then you got those two. I mean, it's going to be a great back and forth. I think O'Meara is the best big in that game, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I think that's a great game. Really good games, think, across the board. I see a case Princeton hangs around. It's a good group of games here, in 8 games here, or 4 games, whatever. 8 games.
Jeff Nadu talking hoops with us. Also, you can check out the Sit Down podcast. I'm not a TikTok guy, but earlier today, Chandler said he enjoys, he follows and is subscribed to the Sit Down, and also follows you on TikTok, Jeff, and likes what you put out there. So you are you're all over the place. You got your brand splattered all over everywhere.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll just say this: I don't know how long TikTok's going to be around, if I'm being honest. But we've had some success on it pretty quickly, so I'm happy with that.
Nadu, thanks for joining us, man. Enjoy the hoops, and we'll check out you on Twitter because you're always talking hoops there, and also Big Man on Basketball on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, man. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, Cliff. Thanks, man.
Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports, joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. Did you think we forgot about you? We hadn't forgotten about you. Open up the booty bag, Shirley.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Booty as far as the eye can see, and we got to get rid of some of it, so we'll do that right now. 2-1 lucky caller. What are we giving away today, Shirley?
Ooh, excuse me, a $10 gift card to Familia.
Oh, man, Familia.
Caller number 5.
317-1250. I have a lot of Familia suggestions if you'd like them. 317-1250. Caller 5 is a winner. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live after this.
My good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal, to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Hey, O's fans, don't miss out on any of this year's Orioles action by locking in a 2023 Birdland membership. Buy now and receive an exclusive members-only Adley Rutschman Celebration bobblehead with the purchase of any membership plan. Choose from a variety of membership options, including the all-new Flex membership, giving you the ultimate flexibility to pick the games and seats you want when you want. Catch all of the fun at Oriole Park. Buy your membership today at Orioles.com/membership.
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208-516.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. Like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite. Except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet biscuit combo today at Bojangles. It's bow time.
We filled the trucks so you'll save big bucks during the Lazy Boy truckload sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Look for the Lazy Boy truck in our parking lot. It's filled with Lazy Boy furniture at huge savings. Take advantage of big rig discounts of up to 50% off Lazy Boy recliners and motion sofas, Lazy Boy stationary furniture, leather, sectionals, and chairs. But quantities are limited. There's no reorders, no rain checks. So roll in before these savings roll out during the Lazy Boy truckload sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. And congratulations to Chad Carwine of Greenville. Picked up a $10 gift card to Familia. Familia is your place for great Italian food, whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or the delicious homemade desserts. Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, the Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates and Eastern North Carolina, with live music 7 days a week. No cover during the week. Ladies in free every Friday and Saturday before 10 p.m. Plus, you can watch your favorite sports at the Buck on the largest 4K TV in Eastern North Carolina. Visit thebuccaneermusichall.com for a complete schedule of live events this week. We have NCAA tournament action coming your way tonight on Pirate Radio. So if you're in your car, you can check out the games coming up tonight. First one, Michigan State and Kansas State at 6:30. Pregame coverage here on Pirate Radio beginning at 6 o'clock. 7:15, Arkansas and UConn will tip off. 9 o'clock, FAU, Tennessee. And then at 9:45-ish, it'll be Gonzaga and UCLA. So, Chandler, I'm going to go. I had fun having K-State on Sunday against Kentucky. I love their little guard. He is a stone-cold killer, and I'm going to ride with him again tonight. I'm going to take K-State. Who you got?
I think I'm going to go with tonight. I'm going to go with Nadu, and I'm going to go with the team that I have winning it on my bracket. I'm going to take Gonzaga, I believe, plus 1.5.
All right, I was talking about that specific game. But if you would like to jump to another game, you're free to do so because we do live in America.
I'll take Arkansas.
Okay, hadn't talked about that game either. Great end of the show, though, and glad you were here to kill a segment. I was literally going to go through the games real quick. Was that Michigan State, Kansas State? You picked two winners from other games, and that's fine.
Oh.
No, that's fine. That's cool.
I thought you were asking.
We're out of time anyway. We got to go. Thanks for being here.
I thought you were talking about my picks for the night. My picks to click.
Great to see you. Shirley?
All right.
See you Friday, 3 o'clock.
See you Friday.
Pirate Radio Live. And we'll see you fine folks as well. Coming up on a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Excited to talk some football with Tony Dunn because there's a lot that has transpired these last 2 weeks. A lot of Panthers talk coming your way tomorrow as well. We will see you then. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Take the pass. They're not going to guard Hill making the inbounds pass. Here's a high looper. There's Leitner. He turns. He shoots. It is good. Christian Leitner hits a turnaround 17-footer at the buzzer, and the Duke Blue Devils head to Minneapolis. My, oh my, oh my.
Ivy from the logo. Lets it go. No good! For the first time in NCAA history, a 15 seed will head to the Elite Eights. St. Peter's, they're peacocks. You gotta let them fly.
Three at the top of the key. It is no good. It falls just short. Kansas for the fourth time in school history.